Welcome to Fullerton College Football on SportsNetUSA.net. Hi, I'm Mark Pavlovich, along with Corey Neyland, Ryan Osborn. We are the voices of Hornet football. It's the Western Bowl game here today against Chaffey College, and they haven't met for 48 years. The last time they met, 1967, Coach Hal Scherbeck coached that team, and it went to a national championship. Corey, today, Fullerton could be playing for that state championship, except they stumbled along the way against teams that are playing for that state championship. Ryan Osborn, these teams are both going to want to run today against each other. The ground game sets up the passing game. If you look at Plant and Trey, our quarterback, Tinsley, numbers are about the same. It's going to be who can stop the running game. You were down in the field talking to the coaches. What do we expect this afternoon?
Well, one thing that the coaches said that needs to happen is that the offensive line for Fullerton needs to be able to open up holes for Philip Butler, Anthony Thomas, and also Contavious Pop Thomas. If they can open up those lanes, they're going to have a running game, and they're going to allow Tinsley to have a little bit more open space. But the real X factor for Fullerton is going to be Lucas McCarthy, whether or not he can make sure that he can stay as that rover and keep Plant in the pocket and not allow him to roll out for extra yards.
So we'll see if Wood can do what he wants. Back deep as Fullerton will receive in this game is Jarrell Moss. Standing next to him is Philip Butler, who we have interviewed more than once here on SportsNetUSA.net. That's right, the radio department shooting video, bringing you this exciting bowl game where these two teams haven't met for 48 years. Fullerton leads the series 19-17-2. Scott Barkley kicks off. Jarrell Moss backpedals. He's going to take it at the 2. Cuts the outside at the 10. Turns the corner at the 20. Up the 30. Gets hit at the 35 and knocked out of bounds. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 32.
Good individual play by Vincent Anderson out there, number 14 for Chaffey. He fights off the block for Tim Roberts. That flag you see there is going to be a push in the back. That was Thomas Kletcher who pushed the player in the back right at the 17-yard line. But Anderson saves that play from going a lot further.
So it's a push in the back at the 17. I think this is the same, honestly, I think this is the same, I know it's the same white hat that was in the Saddleback game.
Yes, it was. Or yes, it is.
So that's going to move it back to the 9-yard line. Trey Tinsley comes out at quarterback. Pop Thomas is going to be the running back for Fullerton. First down and 10 for the 9. Out wide left is going to be Taylor. Out wide to the right is going to be L.J. Gainey. In the backfield with Trey Tinsley, Pop Thomas. First down and 10 from the 9 for the Hornets. Taylor goes in motion from left to right. Tinsley rolls away, throws back to Tim Holt. As they throw the tight end, stays on his feet, slips at the 10. He had blockers in front of him, gets taken down after a gain of 3.
Brought down by Jacob Hughes. Jacob Hughes, that defensive lineman, joined by Taloa Otuafi, Brian Kuntz, and Amate Savusa. Linebackers are going to be Jared Emanuel and John Mackesy.
Justin Walker goes out wide to the right. Taylor comes out wide to the left. Santi Wilder in the slot on the right-hand side. High snap, throw to Wilder. Wilder catches it, holds on to it, gets over, gets down to the 20. Was that Philip Butler out there? Philip Butler was in the slot.
These first 2 plays you see are going to be run plays, basically long run plays, but disguised as pass plays.
Third down and about a foot. And what they're doing, they have no true fullback in this game today, unless they bring in Trey Miller, which is the only fullback they've got.
But I think it'll open up the offense a little bit more than what it's been used to for Bob Moran.
So we'll see what happens. Trey Miller comes in the game. Trey Miller is the up back. I formation for the Hornets. Third down and 1. Trey Tinsley under center. We get a timeout on the field with the Hornets. So the Hornets didn't like what they had, or Corey didn't have people in the right formation. Maybe a delay of game was coming up. We'll take a timeout. With 13:30 to go here in the first quarter, it's the Hornets 0, I thought you were pointing at something. The Panthers 0. You're watching Fullerton College Football on Sportsnet, USA.net. We always want to thank Miller Toyota of Anaheim. All our games on Sportsnet, USA.net is brought to you by Miller Toyota of Anaheim, where service and parts is open 7 days a week for your convenience. Located at the 91 in Euclid, on the web at MillerToyotaofAnaheim.com. Miller Toyota of Anaheim supports high school sports, community college sports, but most of all, education.
Mark, to round out that defense for the Panthers, Anthony Yim, all-conference last season, had one DB, Alex Olivas, Tatum Slack, and Bradley Kistner.
So 3rd down and 1 for the Hornets. We're just starting the first quarter here. The Western State Bowl. Hand it, going out the right side, getting hit at the line of scrimmage, driven to the 20. That'll be enough for a first down for the Hornets.
Driven back by Emmanuel on the stop, his first tackle of the night of today.
So that was Pop Thomas on the carry. First down and 10 for the Hornets at the 21. Both these teams had a 6-4 season, a deceptive 6-4 season. Walker comes out wide to left. Trey Miller, the up back, I formation. Tinsley under center. First down and 10 at the 21. Here comes the blitz. Tinsley gets hammered. Ball comes out. It's a fumble. Picked up there. And it looks like they're going to be down at the 5. So Trey Tinsley has a blitz come. Says, I tried to shovel the ball out there. Say to Trey Tinsley, no, that's a fumble.
And I think that was Emmanuel coming on the end, as well as Amante Savusa coming off that right side of the offensive line, creates the fumble. Tinsley was about to throw the ball, but it came out of his hands before he could grip it and make that toss to just get it away. And that recovery by Achilles Savali, again, puts Chaffey in excellent field position.
So Plant comes in at quarterback. Alex Olivas, no, it's actually Quincy Ross is going to be the running back.
Ross, 11 touchdowns on the season.
Along with James Noble. So the first big break goes for the Panthers. Hands it off there. Ross cuts inside. Touchdown, Chaffey College.
This is where you want to start the Western State Bowl game.
And Ryan, when you look at that play, the defensive line was bowled over by the offensive line of Chaffey.
They were really spaced out, too. Chaffey did a nice job of making sure that they were pushed to the outside a little bit, and they didn't have that position that they would have liked.
The ball is spotted, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 12:44 to go here in the Western State Bowl, it's the Chaffey Panthers 7, your Hornets 0. You're watching the Western State Bowl on Sportsnet, USA.net. So the Hornets don't do what they're always afraid they're going to do, is turn over the football to start this game. And Chaffey takes advantage of the turnover. So everything is working for Chaffey. Chaffey now getting ready to kick off again. Moss is back deep. Butler with him, deep on the play. So the Hornets trailing by 7 quickly in this game. Gerald Moss. Moss goes back, bobbles it at the 2. Finds a gap in the middle, races the middle, looks for a little opening. Gerald Moss this time gets up to the 25 after a bobble on the kickoff.
And Jarrell Moss saved that bobble as he gets it out to the 25-yard line. And again, decent field position for the Hornets. They just have to do something with it. And you talked about, and Ryan talked about it also, in our drive over here. The three-headed monster. Let's see if they get that done.
Pop Thomas comes back in at running back. L.J. Gainey goes out wide to the right. Taylor outside of him on the right-hand side. Out wide left is going to be Justin Walker. Pistol formation for the Hornets. First down and 10 at the 25. Hornets in their gray uniforms. Throw over it. Flanker screen to L.J. Gainey. L.J. Gainey at the 30, looking for a place to go. Tries to cut the outside, gets to the stick. First down as we get a flag.
That's coming back.
Holding against the Hornets.
The slot receiver on the right side allowed LJ to get that first down, but again, he had to hold, so this brings him back.
So they're going to mark it back at the 16. It'll be first and 10. First and 16 for the Hornets at the 16. Taylor now in the slot on the left-hand side. I formation. Pop Thomas, the deep setback. Walker out wide to the left. Trey Tinsley looks things over. Get a little motion on the line. Nothing called. Here comes the blitz. Got to get picked up. Runs a delay. Pop Thomas gets hit, gets away, and loses a couple yards on the play.
Yeah, he loses a couple yards, but Ryan, Amante Savusa was there in the backfield to meet Pop Thomas.
So it's going to bring up a second down and 18 for the Hornets. And so far, the defensive line of the Panthers is demoralizing that offensive line for the Hornets. We've heard, and we heard on the field before the game started, that defensive four has to win this game for the Panthers. Tinsley in a shotgun formation. Looking over the offense. Panthers, four down linemen. They drop back 7 in pass. Trey Tinsley goes with the flanker screen again. That gets absolutely nothing on the play as the Hornets are moving backwards with 11:20 to go here in the first quarter.
And again, the offensive line for Fullerton, they're starting at center, Jack White. The guards will be Emil Graves and Dakota Ramsey. Tackles will be Briante Matthews and Nathan Trent.
Third down and 25 for the Hornets now. Walker comes out wide to left. L.J. Gainey in the slot on the left-hand side. Taylor goes out wide to the right. Jarrell Moss in the slot on the right-hand side. Tinsley in a shotgun formation. Panthers move up. They're going with four down linemen. Tinsley's got all times to throw. Going deep down the field. Overshoots his receiver. And the Hornets are going to punt the ball away. Stagnation is the offense early in this game.
And I think that's what you're going to need to see, not the stagnation, but going down the field if you're not going to establish a run game. The flanker screens, the wide receiver screens, they work in special circumstances, but you need to get down the field against this Chaffey defense. That's a start.
High, booming, deep kick. Arracondo takes it back all the way at the 28. Misses the first tackle. The second tackle. Stays on his feet. Breaks free and gets knocked out of bounds. And if it wasn't for the sideline guys, you could kiss that express train goodbye.
Yeah, it was about a 60-yard kick by Bull. Arracondo had a chance.
So once again, Chaffey comes out, Plant at quarterback. Out wide to the right is going to be Juan Acosta. Outside him off his shoulder is going to be Marquise Wimberly. Plant will look for that first read. Quincy Ross in the backfield. Plant puts Ross in motion, goes out, rolls away. Plant sees it coming, throws to Ross. Here it is to the flat. The back coming out of the backfield for a gain of 4 on the play. And this is what we heard that Plant does. He will look for that first read. If it's not there, he will look for the safety valve pass in that back.
The offensive line he was working behind is Herman Canoa, Mike Green, Ronald Rudd, Cordell Brewster, and Christopher Brenner.
Ross in the backfield. Next to him back there is going to be James Noble. Plant looks it over. 2nd down and 6. He's going to throw it over the flat. Throws a nice little lead pass right over there to Juan Acosta. And Juan Acosta gets up to the sticks. It's going to be a 1st down for the Panthers.
Fullerton needs to do a good job about holding those offensive receivers in the backfield, in the flat. They're going to utilize that all game long. Up front is Yance, Braxton Ward, Christopher Coward, and David Tommelchoff for the Hornets, the linebackers in the middle. Thomas Kletcher will be all conference, or should be Defensive Player of the Year. And the tackling McCarthy brothers, Jacob and Lucas.
Wimberly out wide to the right. Once again in the slot next to him is Juan Acosta. Ross, the running back. They hand it off to Ross. He cuts the outside. Great block there for a gain of almost 5 on the play.
Lucas McCarthy on the stop. And again, the offensive line is doing a good job. The Fullerton College defensive line's got to be more secure and get better penetration. The secondary, near side corner, wearing number 25, you see there Jeremy Lacey. Far side is D'Angelo Ross, will be another all-conference performer. The safeties, Marcus Kirkpatrick running far side, and Tim Roberts with the hair.
Wimberly and Acosta out wide to left. Ross in the backfield. 2nd down and 6. Plant at quarterback. Fullerton comes up on the corner. Plant checks off. Now it puts Ross in motion. Here comes the pressure. He's going to take it down himself, skips by the first tackle, goes down the sideline, and finally gets driven out of bounds. And Corey, it looked like everybody was playing flag football and nobody wanted to hit the quarterback.
Yeah, 20-yard gain, and it looked like the linebacker, that was McCarthy again, thought he had the angle but came cross and didn't work the angle. That allowed Plant to get to the outside. And again, deceptive speed for Levi Plant, doing a good job.
1st down and 10. At the 25 for the Panthers. They're moving down the field. They're up by 7. Plant hands it off to Ross. He cuts back against the green. Great little cut back across the 20 down to the 18. Gain of 6 on the play.
As you can see, Fullerton playing on their heels on defense. No push, no aggressiveness. They're waiting for the play to come to them. They're not going to get and make the play.
Ross averaging 7 yards a carry coming into this game. He's easily maintaining that today. Ross, the lone running back. Out wide to the right is going to be Wimberly. Out wide to left is going to be Bowie. Plant looks over the defense. 2nd down and 5. Ross goes in motion. Plant's got all time to throw across the middle of the field. Touchdown, Panthers.
In the season.
So at 7:38 to go here in the first quarter, well, it is all Chaffey College. The ball is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Chaffey 14, Fullerton 0. You're watching the Western State Bowl on Sportsnet USA.net. Remember, all our games are brought to you by Heroes Bar and Grill, located at 125 West Santa Fe Avenue, Roscoe's Famous Deli, and don't forget, well, guys, Zombie Donuts, who brought us breakfast today here on Sportsnet USA.net. Corey Neyland, a little bloated. Ryan Osborn unbuckling his belt. Zombie
Are
Donuts.
you talking about the Fullerton defense or the donuts we ate?
I'm talking about both right now.
Oh, okay.
One of you is slow and bloated, and one of you is just slow.
That's the 24th touchdown pass for Levi Plant this season. And for Wimberly, that's his 14th touchdown catch, by far the leading receiver for the Panthers.
Hal Scherbeck from 48 years ago would be stalking the sidelines right now, quietly asking his staff what is going on out there. Big kickoff. Pooched in the middle of the field. It's going to hit there. Ball's got to go out of bounds, and it does. Takes a fortuitous bounce in favor of the Hornets and goes out of bounds. So the Hornets offense, Ryan, has not responded. The defense looks anemic. We were out there for practice. Everybody kept telling us, good practice. So far, it has not translated to the field.
And you just take a look at Chaffey's offense so far. They've run 7 plays. They have 76 yards of total offense and 2 touchdowns.
That's efficient.
So we're here at 7:38 in the first quarter. The Panthers 14, the Hornets looking for some offense.
You don't want to be tentative here. Brandon Lee comes in at the left guard position.
Pop Thomas, the lone running back. Tim Holt, tight end, tight on the right-hand side. Tinsley under center. First down and 10 in the best field position the Hornets have had all night. Tinsley hands it off to Pop. Pop gets hit at the line of scrimmage and gets taken down by the first defender.
Submarining is Jacob Hughes out of Whittier Christian. And he just submarining there. He took the legs from Pop Thomas. Thomas wanted to cut, and as he was making his cut, he came in and took him down.
Kyron Clark is now in the game. 6'2", 380 pounds. Down lineman?
Not that much, 360.
360, I'm sorry.
You don't want to add that weight to a young man.
You and Ryan and a couple donuts. Second down and a long 9 for the Hornets, right at the 35. The Panthers show blitz. Trey Tinsley should get a flag. The Hornets hike it, but it should be offsides against the Panthers.
It will be. They'll get that first, that 5 yards from the 35. It'll be second down and 5. And again, Chaffey is daring Fullerton to run the ball. They have 8 players in the box. They say, go ahead, run it. We're going to stop you. So that means the outside, Justin Walker, Katavius Taylor, L.J. Gainey. If they get the plays down the field, they will be effective.
So they're going to mark 5 yards off. It'll bring up a second down and a long 4 for the Hornets. Taylor comes out wide to the left. Out wide to the right is going to be Justin Walker. Shotgun formation for the Hornets. Second down and 4 at the 41. Trey Tinsley gets the ball, goes back, has time to throw, finds a receiver, throws it to Katavius Taylor, who takes it out, and this young man has blossomed like first down and 10 at the 39. 6:16 to go here in the first quarter. Taylor goes out wide to the right. Walker with him on the right-hand side. Gage Lackey, the tight end, tight on the left-hand side. I formation, Tim Holt is the up back. First down and 10 for the Hornets at the 39. Here comes a flag. Should be a flag once again. Where that flag came from, Corey, you sort of wonder because the Panthers were blitzing if they hit the line of scrimmage a little too soon.
Off that right side, they were coming with the blitz, and we'll see if they get it, if it was indeed an offside. So it does look like it's going to be an offside, so they're going to probably accept the penalty, make it first and 5.
So they did, as they did not anticipate the snap count well enough. When they blitzed on that, it's going to bring up a first down and 5 at the 34. We're at the 5:53 mark in this first quarter. The Hornets are trying to answer the Panthers. Taylor goes out wide to the right. Walker comes out wide left. I formation. Holt, the up back. First down and 5 for the Hornets at the 34. Here come the Panthers again. Coming on the corner. Trey Tinsley going down deep. Has all day a little bumping going up there. Fought for the ball. Incomplete pass. Good no call by the official.
And good covered by Alex Ovilas out of Upland High School. Tinsley thought he had Taylor again on the outside, but you like the play call, getting down the field and working against this Panther defense. Going to soften them up, delay those blitzes coming through.
So second down and 5 for the Hornets at the 34. Panthers are up by 14. They scored on a turnover. And then on a short punt, moved methodically down the field to be up by 2 touchdowns. Trey Tinsley looks over the sideline. Offset I for the Hornets. Tim Holt, the up back. Tight formation, Gage Lackey. They hand it straight up the middle. Going to the right side, staying on his feet. And the running game gets another first down. Corey, you like the fact that Pop Thomas really gets through a hole fast when he finds the correct hole to run through.
And he needs to get through the hole fast because that interior line, that was Amante Savusa again getting in the backfield. Because he hits the hole hard, he picks up the first down.
It's going to be first down and 10 at the 26 for the Hornets. 5:11 to go. Out wide to the right is going to be Walker. Taylor goes out there with him. Gage Lackey and Tim Holt tight on the left-hand side. Shotgun formation for the Hornets. First and 10. Tinsley at quarterback. Looks over the Panthers. Tinsley fakes it. Here comes the blitz. Tinsley gets taken down on the swipe of an arm at the 30.
Well, he thought there was a secondary rush coming through, and that's why he went down. But again, he couldn't get his feet enough to put his hand down and come back and try to take off down the field.
So it's a loss of 5 on the play. Back to the 31. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 15 for the Hornets. The struggles continue here in the first quarter.
Good pressure by Grant Kuntz on the outside, forcing the sack.
Walker goes out wide to the right. Tight formation on the left-hand side. I formation. Trey Miller, the up back. 2nd down and 15 for the Hornets. Trey Tinsley looks him over. Once again, they hand it straight up there. Pop Thomas gets away in the first one, cuts the outside. Thomas at the 10, cuts back in, touchdown, Fullerton College. In the end zone with 3:59 to go here in the first quarter.
That is his 2nd touchdown run of the season. His longest run of the season as well.
Ball is spotted, kick is up, kick is good. Ryan, we talked to the offensive line coach. I said 150 yards today. His response was what?
He wants 200 to 250. That would be his optimum total yardage in rushing today. And he said that his team is going to be able to do that as long as they keep that defensive line of Chaffey under control.
And Thomas Bolden puts the point up, and the kick is good. So with 3:59 to go, it's now the Panthers 14, the Hornets 7. You're watching Fullerton College Football on Sportsnet USA.net. Remember, Zombie Donuts, we want to thank them. Miller Toyota of Anaheim for bringing all our games this year on Sportsnet USA.net. Back Davis is going to be junior Brian Davis, back deep. Standing next to him is going to be Fletcher. Bolden getting ready for a kickoff. So the Hornets, with 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter, answer the Panthers and said, yeah, you know what? We can run it down. Of course, we were talking to the Panther defensive coordinators, and they basically told us, if we can't stop the run, Ryan, we're in trouble today. Wind's blowing a little out here at Shapell Stadium in Yorba Linda. Beautiful day, a little windy, a lot of sugar. Bolden, big foot, high, and out of the end zone. Whoa, what a big kick taken down there. So Bolden gets a lot of, could be kicker of the year in the conference. And we have talked about players on this Fullerton team that should be all conference players. Our kicker is one of them that we definitely believe should be an all conference player on this team. Trey Tinsley, we were out there. Trey Tinsley has grown, Ryan, as a quarterback, hasn't he?
Yeah, and the coaches have said that he has matured into what looks like a veteran quarterback. He started out as what they said, wet behind the ears, not really having that experience.
So the Panthers coming out, 1st down and 10 at the 25. Plant at quarterback. Fakes it to Ross. Throws it over. Taken right there, D'Angelo Ross. Ball comes out. Fullerton picks it up, and they're going to call the man down. And, Corey, that is a horrendous call by an official.
I'm not going to say it's a horrendous call by the official because it was a call. It's bang, bang. But they say the momentum was stopped, and he wasn't going anywhere. But he was still fighting, and that's why you can let the play continue. Call that a fumble because Jacob McCarthy was there to pick it up for his 2nd touchdown recovery of the season.
They give Juan Acosta a gain of 4 instead of a turnover for the Hornets. This is an officiating crew that's got an interesting relationship with the Hornets. Plant, 2nd down and 6. Ross goes in motion. Plant this time throws over the middle of the field, puts it right on the dime on Wimberly, and Wimberly just gets away and is all alone in the middle of the field.
He is their receiver. Wimberly has 53 catches on the season. The next closest is 23, and that's Quincy Ross. You take him out of the game, it allows Levi Plant to think, and that is in favor of Fullerton. He's not thinking right now. That's in favor of Chaffey.
Arcondo goes out wide to the left. Acosta in the slot on the left-hand side. Ross in the backfield. 1st down and 10 at the 48. Plant at quarterback. Moves back. Here it comes. Plant's going to throw it out to the flat. Throws out a perfect pass right there. And I tell you what, you love what Plant does when he throws it to Juan Acosta, because he throws it in front of Acosta, who catches it on the dead run.
Yeah, and beautiful on the dead run, and advances the ball past the first down marker as Xavier Chisholm, 32, near side. Dia Bauman on the far side, number 51 for Fullerton, check into the game.
Costa comes to right side with Arracondo. Ross in the backfield. James Noble back there with Plant. First down and 10, right at the 40. Ross goes in motion. Plant rolls out against the pressure. Doesn't feel anything. He's going to take it down. He'll slide. He'll get hit. There's a flag from all over the place from the Hornets. Well, guys, let's just throw one more. We threw 4. Let's throw 5.
Well, the thing is, Thomas Kletcher is in no man's land. He's going for the tackle at the same time as Plant decides to slide, and unfortunately, that's going to be a penalty because he was already taken off for the tackle, 15 yards. You can't really fault the flag. You like him to hold it and keep it in their pocket, but you can't fault him for that.
Ballet shoes and maybe a little minuet is what the game has turned into.
Now, when that is Trey Tinsley out there and that flag is not thrown.
Well, no, my thing with the officials is, hey, if you're going to throw 30 flags in a game, you throw 30 against the gray team, you throw 30 at least against the white team.
We're 220 in the first quarter.
No. That's what I'm just saying, though,
Okay.
with the response to your statement. That I don't mind officials who throw flags if you throw them evenly towards both teams. What bothers me is when you will see an abundant amount, no matter if
But
it's the Panthers
but we haven't
or
gotten
the,
gotten that far yet.
I'm not. No. See, there he goes. Ryan, could you give me another donut from Zombie Donuts over here? Give me the
I'm
card.
just saying, we haven't gotten that far yet to be in that situation. When
Well,
that happens, then you go ahead.
You know, for all you people in Switzerland, this is what I put up with all the time.
And I want to thank everyone for listening in Switzerland. Werner,
They're going to give Thomas Kletcher a targeting penalty on this one, so he is gone.
So
now you can say a horrible call.
okay, can all of a sudden my complaints go unheeded? These officials are horrendous.
Well, that was a horrendous call.
No, they're horrendous. And if we had the head of officials here again and he were to ask us like he did in the Saddleback game, I would tell him. So, a targeting call, Kletcher is thrown out of the game. Their best defensive player. First and 10 at the 20. The officials have become way too part of the game. They don't protect. They want to be the voice of the game in football on all levels. First down and 10 for the Panthers. Throw it over here in the flat. Nice little pass play over there. Throw into Wimberly. Wimberly takes it down to the 13. Kletcher is not happy, Ryan. Kletcher got down the end of the field and just flung his helmet. Be interesting to talk to the coaches after this game, to say the least. Second down and 3. Plant looks back, hands it off to Ross. Ross comes outside. Ross is held up. We're going to get a horse collar by the official. And Ryan, he never took him down. He held him up by the back of the pads. He didn't tackle him. We're going to get a personal foul against the Hornets. I'm watching you down there, Ryan. You're sort of agreeing with the way I feel today, aren't you?
Yeah, it's frustrating would be the best word to use here, because like you said, the officials are starting to become a factor in this game, and they're starting to say, you know what, we are the third team here today.
Ryan Osborn, 2-1 against Corey Neyland.
No, I'm going to agree with that on these last two plays, because Kletcher, confirmed that he is out of the game. And that face mask called, if they call that face mask call.
I think they're going to call it a horseshoe collar. I think they're going to say that they had him by the back of the watch. Here it comes.
And it's not a... And it wasn't the face mask. It wasn't a face mask. The illegal crackback, I didn't see that either. But still, the officials do have a role in this game now, and it's unfortunate. This is one of those things where Fullerton now, they have to ignore the officials, keep playing their game, their style. If they get 3 players kicked out of the game, you have to keep playing your style because that was not a dirty play that got the first player kicked out.
So Plant hands it off to Ross. Ross off a left tackle, puts up gain of speed, and boy, I love the way this kid runs. Corey, when he hits the hole, he's already in fourth gear when he gets around the corner.
Yeah, and he runs bigger than 5'7", 170. He's out of Victorville.
Hurry up offense.
Than that.
Once again, hand it off to Ross. Why not? This VW drives like a truck. We get flags holding against the Panthers.
Yeah, right there in the middle of the field. The pulling guard came through on the right side. And that was Mike Green, I believe, was there, who came across and got the hole. But there was an outstanding block on the left side to free Ross up by Ronald Rudd.
So with 1:21 to go here in the first quarter, it's the Panthers 14, the Hornets 7. You're watching Fullerton College Football on Sportsnet, USA.net.
And guys, when does Brian Crooks pin his team's ears back and go after the quarterback?
You know, it's the last game of the season, and you might as well just say to all those players that might move on, have a ball, go get somebody. Plant looks it over. First and goal from the 15, rolls away. Plant gets up, gets hit, throws it out here in the flat. And once again, this is what Plant does, Corey. He's got great vision. They tell me he only sees the first read. Looks like somebody that's looking for more than one read when he throws the football.
Because he has time to look for that read, but he was always going underneath to Wimberly.
Unofficially so far, he is 9 of 9 for 98 yards.
Second and goal at the 10 for the Panthers.
And the reason why their flat patterns work is because they're spread out. Fullerton, conversely, not spread out on offense. They're not creating that separation for their receivers and giving them a chance.
Quincy Ross in the backfield. Plant standing next to him. Second and goal from the 10 for the Panthers. They're knocking on the door again. Roll against it. Throw across the middle of the field. Plant gets hit by one, gets swallowed up by a group for us. That brings us to the end of the first quarter. As we come to the end of the first quarter, it's the Panthers 14, the Hornets 7. You're watching Fullerton College Football on Sportsnet, USA.net. Remember, all our games on Sportsnet, USA.net is brought to you in part by Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Check out today's deal. Used car deals, including certified Toyota pre-owned vehicles, and on the web, it's MillerToyotaofAnaheim.com. Located at Euclid in the 91, Miller Toyota of Anaheim supports high school sports, community college sports, but most of all, education. And you know what? Before I go any further, to our man behind us, Tom Duff, who is always kind to us here on the air, who always tries to come and sit with Corey and I, which brings us a lot of pleasure because Tom brings a great deal of history with him, not meaning he's got history, but history of the program that he tells us about during the games when we're off the air.
I know this is an old Eastern Conference matchup between these two teams. In the Eastern Conference, it used to be Chaffey and Fullerton with Santa Ana, Mount Sac, Citrus, Riverside, San Bernardino Valley. That old Eastern Conference still doing well today.
Tom was a professor over at Fullerton College, and we want to thank him always like we try to every year. And once again, it's a pleasure having you with us. And you know what's nice about him? He's the only guy that doesn't give us a dirty look about what we say.
No, because, you know, a lot of what we reiterate, Ryan, you can't hear him, but, you know, we just say what Tom is thinking over here and saying.
Tom's already said 3 times, let's get new referees in this game. It wasn't me. It was Tom. So it's going to bring up a third and goal at the 19. Plant in a shotgun formation. Quincy Ross in the backfield with him. Out wide to the right is going to be Wimberly. Plant goes back. Here comes that blitz Corey was talking about. Plant gets hit at the blitz and gets taken down for a loss at the 26.
Again, Lucas McCarthy was there, but bringing him down is Xavier Chisholm out of Stockdale High School in Bakersfield.
You know, Plant's a load. He got hit on that first one, Corey, and did not go down.
6'3", 207, Redlands East Valley High School.
So with the wind blowing here, it's basically a crosswind. We're feeling the crosswind now. It looked like the Panthers were going to say, well, let's not try a field goal. Now they've decided they're going to try a field goal.
And Gerson Maria.
So we get timeout on the field. So with 14-12 to go, it's the Panthers 14, the Hornets 7. You're watching Fullerton College Football and Sportsnet, USA.net.
And we also want to thank Coach Rob Hadaway for visiting with us over at visiting with us before the game. The head coach of Chaffey has his team going in the right direction, finishing up his 3rd season at 15-7 overall. Very nice guy. We talked to the linebackers coach as well. You can always tell coaches and what they coach when you go down there on the field. Bob Monk, well, picture yourself at home. Close your eyes.
I can't even picture myself looking like that.
No. What a linebacker looks like. You got that picture? Okay, that's him. That's Coach Bob Monk.
And he said, you should see my wife. Can you imagine that duo? Wow. We want to thank all the coaches, too, as we will at the end of the year, from every school, because we have had a ball walking on the football field. They're going to spot the ball at the 30. You add 10. It's a 40-yard attempt. Boy, it doesn't get there.
It was going to be wide right anyway, but the wind held it up right at its apex, and it was going to be short and wide.
So a Corey Neyland chip shot misses the green, and the Hornets hang on as it's now the Panthers 14, the Hornets 7. You're watching Fullerton College Football and Sportsnet, USA.net.
As Ed Ford can attest, my chip shot has never looked that good.
Into the wind or with the wind?
Ever. That's why I would have putted it.
Trey Tinsley. And it still wouldn't have looked that good. Trey Tinsley brings him out. Holt's going to be the up back. Philip Butler, the deep setback. I formation, 1st down and 10, right at the 24. The Hornets are trailing by 7. They hand it off to Butler. Butler off the right side, cuts the middle to the outside. 40, 50, 40, 30. We're going to get a flag on the play. It's going to bring it back, and you're going to get holding against the Hornets.
You're going to get Jack White on the hold for coming up out of the snap, laid a good block on the interior lineman. But again, the interior lineman got inside, and I don't understand that hold call because it wasn't a hold. It was a good block. Arms are not at front. Actually, number 78, they get Dakota Ramsey with the hold.
So they're going to walk it back after a really nice run. Go ahead, Corey.
Yeah, Dakota Ramsey wasn't holding either because he came off the block hard and quick and exceeded down the field.
I just love being justified up here. Thanks, guys.
I said bad, not horrendous.
The defense rest. 13:56 to go. A nice run play, and that's what the Hornets continue to do. It'll be a 1st down and 20 if they can do it again.
And this is one of the things that Fullerton should not let it deter them because they have to use this drive to take control of the game as Anthony Wood now in the backfield.
Out White, right to the right is going to be Walker. Tinsley looks over. Once again, they run a little delay. Hit in the backfield, smelled out for a loss on the play.
Samaje Robinson out of Ramona High School. Again, Mark, if you're playing this aggressive Chaffey defense, they've ramped it up since the 1st quarter. They felt they can exploit something on the offensive side of Fullerton. You cannot do those delays. You cannot do those wide receiver screens. Quick hitters and get vertical down the field. That's what'll get you doing good things against this Panther defense.
Boy, you know, if I'm a Panther fan right now, I'm going to say, wait a minute, I thought he got hit a little deeper in the backfield on where you spotted the ball. So let's say it for Chaffey, too. Every once in a while, the officials aren't going to give them what they want. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 23 for the Hornets. Tinsley in a shotgun formation. Goes back. Has time to throw. Looks off. Goes the other direction. Overshoots the receiver who sat down in a zone wide open.
And I think what Tinsley saw is John McAsee right in the middle of he and Taylor. And that's why he lofted that ball a bit over the receiver's head.
So it's going to bring up an enormous 3rd down. 12:51 to go. The Panthers scored quickly in the 1st quarter. It looked like it may be a rout. Eventually, the Hornets got the running game together and answered that. Since then, a little back and forth from both of these teams. 3rd down at 35. Tinsley in a shotgun formation. The Panthers with 4 down linemen. Don't look like they're bringing a linebacker. They don't. Tinsley steps up. Flips it over, just a little drop pass. The Hornets trying to get something, and they get maybe room to punt the football.
And that's what that play is designed for. Not designed for, but what they were going for is get room to punt the ball away.
So they're going to mark the ball at the 15.
Chaffey doing a nice job of mixing up their coverage out there. They're playing man-to-man defense when there's 8 in the box. Then they'll go 7 in the box, and they'll switch up the zone trying to confuse Fullerton each play.
Arcando back deep for Chaffey. High floater. Winstar to catch it. Arcando at the 35. Looks at the 40. Turns the corner. Gets driven out of bounds right there.
And Arcanado, again, Mark, there's another flag at the 40. Is this going to be a push in the back or not? Dia Bauman was there. And I forgot, I was going to mention the contingent from Switzerland. Werner Bauman, all the Fullerton fans in Switzerland, the Fullerton Fun Box, or was it the Game Box? I know they're listening as well. We always want to thank all our fans from all around the world for listening to Fullerton College football on SportsNetUSA.net. You know they're coming out here in December.
Yeah, we need to meet them when they come out here. And for you Panther fans, that's right. Flags go both ways. And if you're watching this game, which you should be on SportsNetUSA.net, you can sort of say, well, Corey, Mark, wait a minute. Yeah, if I was a Panther fan right now, I wouldn't be happy either with the amount of flags during this game.
Khalil Shagag, the near side corner. The near side safety is going to be Derek Flesher. The far side safety will be Steve Everett. And the corner will be Jeremy Lacey, McCarthy brothers in their linebackers with Xavier Chisholm. Cowart, Tomilchoff, Yance, and I can't see the other player just yet. That is...
We're going to have a number change. Plant is now number 1 for Chaffey, as the side of his jersey ripped earlier.
Bowie out wide left. In the slot is going to be Wimberly. Plant, shotgun formation. Ross goes in motion. They hand it off, go to the right side. Nice little play taken right there. Comes around this direction, cuts back, gets hit out of bounds, and a nice play on that at the corner, which you're seeing. Did you?
No, flag in the middle of the field.
Oh,
it's gonna
okay.
go against Chaffey. That was a nice misdirection. They fake the handoff up the middle, come with the reverse to Arcanado.
So holding against Chaffey. So this has now become that game of you hope you get that big play and can sustain something without a player on either side doing something right now. Chaffey now moving backwards. Good play though. Misdirection. Mosley, the tight end on the left-hand side. Ross in the backfield.
Watch Tyrell Gilmore on the right side for Fullerton.
Ross goes in motion. They throw to Ross out in the flat. Ross goes down, slips, stays on his feet. And the official is now pointing that he was down. And
Official was going to call it down anyway, and they became more forceful.
but what happened is it looks like a player got hurt because a whistle. Let's hope it wasn't because the whistle didn't get blown. Player gets hurt on the play. Let's hope it's not Ross,
And it looks like it is.
because this is a dynamic running back for this Chaffey team. It really is. This player is somebody who can just turn the corner. And you talked about Quincy Ross this year, Corey. 943 yards, averaging almost 100 yards a game, 7 yards a carry. You look at him this year, 11 touchdowns already.
And one today. So, and he's second on the team in receiving, 23 catches on the season with 2 touchdowns through the air.
And of course, our staff is out there. All the trainers are out there making sure this young man is not hurt too badly. We have timeout on the field with 11:10 to go here in the second quarter. It's the Panthers 14, the Hornets 7. You're watching the Western State Bowl on SportsNetUSA.net. Other games right around the corner on SportsNetUSA.net?
Yes, there are.
Thank you. Once again, my advertising guru to my right, Corey Neyland. Oh, and guys, this is a sight you don't want to see. Ryan, they are bringing the stretcher out to the field as he is not putting any pressure on that left leg.
And Mark, the next game you mentioned on SportsNetUSA.net, that'll be tonight. There's a couple of them.
Okay.
6 p.m. Golden West versus Mount Sac in the Patriotic Bowl, and LA Valley and San Bernardino Valley coming up at 6 p.m. as well.
Were you pointing in the direction of LA Valley? Because I don't think it's behind me.
No, I forgot who they were playing.
Oh, I thought maybe you were looking for a little help with directions there.
Both games at 6 on SportsNetUSA.net.
2nd down and 20 for the Panthers. Pump fake. Ross got the middle of the field wide open. Taken right out there, and Wimberly running free down the middle of the field for a big gain on the play.
You know, all those plays in the first quarter that were setting up that exact play, that's what those flat patterns set up. They set up that pump fake and go deep downfield.
So it's a gain, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4. What a great play. They're going to hand it off the right tackle, cutting through the hole, and Corey. Once again, they hand it off to James Noble, and James Noble this year already 659 yards, averaging almost 10 yards a carry as a running back. So Noble's in the game. 1st down for the Panthers at the 42. So Noble in the backfield. 1st down and 10 at the 43. Plant at quarterback. Looking over the defense. Noble goes in motion, rolls out the right. They're going to hand it this way. Missed tackle to line of scrimmage, but not a bad miss, as it looked like Fletcher was going to get away out there, Corey, but the defense caves in on it.
And that's, again, Tyrell Gilmore right there holding on to that left leg to bring him down. He was helped by Christopher Coward.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. 9:45 to go here in the 2nd quarter. It's the Panthers 14, the Hornets 7. Plant comes out, looks at the line of scrimmage, looks at the coaching staff. The Hornets try to give an answer back defensively. Noble in the backfield. Fletcher, deep setback. 2nd down and 10. The Hornets creep up, look like they want to come. Noble's going to pick up the blitz. It's a run blitz, taken there by Fletcher. He goes against that run blitz, and it looks like he's got a 1st down. Nice run by Fletcher.
So DeJounte does a nice job up the middle. As Fullerton was coming with the blitz on the outside, they ran a stunt, brought the backers on the outside. Lyman came on the inside, but Fletcher did a nice job of evading all of that.
1st down and 10. So Plant brings him back out. Noble is deep setback. Fletcher next to his quarterback. 1st down and 10, right at the 42. The Hornets come again. This time Plant throws it out in the flat. Once again finds an open receiver. There's Wimberly. Shake and bakes his way down for a gain of 7.
9 times out of 10, that receiver is going to be Wimberly on the outside or down the field. And again, Fullerton is hesitant with their rush. You notice them, they get across the line of scrimmage and they stop. They need to come across the line of scrimmage and make that play. Just come on the outside, get your hands up, try to knock something down.
Bowie and Acosta come in. Bowie out wide to the left. Acosta in the slot on the left-hand side. Fletcher, the running back. Noble in the backfield with him. 2nd down and 4, right at the 42. Plant looks over. Hornets come up. Plant's going to hand it off to Noble. Noble goes over the right side, comes off a tackle for another 1st down.
These holes are gigantic that the Chaffey backs are running through. I mean, their offensive line is dismantling the Fullerton defensive unit.
8:13 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Chaffey's got a 7-point lead. Out wide left is Bowie. Once again on the left-hand side with him is going to be Juan Acosta. Tight end on the right-hand side is going to be Mosley. Noble in the backfield with Fletcher. Plant at quarterback. 1st down and 10, right at the 36. They hand it right off to Fletcher. Stops and goes. Fletcher turns the corner. Nobody there to stop him on the corner, and he gets driven out of bounds. Nice block on the outside and a nice stop-and-go run by Fletcher.
Yeah, it was a nice block on the interior for that lineman, and that was Ronald Rudd. Again, is having an outstanding game tonight, but a better non-block by the receiver, Juan Acosta, on the outside. The defensive back turned his back on him, going for the play. Acosta did a little loop-de-loo around, make sure he doesn't hit him in the back.
You know, Zombie Donuts makes a loop-de-loos too. Bowie out wide to the right. Acosta in the slot back there. 1st down and 10 at the 25. They hand it off to Noble. Noble gets the line of scrimmage. He's going to crawl his way for about a half a yard on the play.
Alvin Aniki on the stop. Jordan Phillips as well. And again, the difference between these two offenses in the first half is Chaffey sticking to their game plan and what they do. Fullerton, well, we still don't know what they're doing in the offensive side of the ball. They'll need to establish that identity for the remainder of this game.
Mosley tied on the left-hand side, and the slot on the right-hand side is going to be Wimberly. Plant in the backfield. 2nd down and 10. Plant calls out a play, says there's running back. You need to be moving on this play. They hand it off on the right side. Fletcher says, okay, right there, let's play tackle football, and he does.
And that's D'Angelo Ross. Nice tackle. That's why he's going to be an all-conference performer, because he not only does he deflect passes and defend those passes, intercept passes, takes the team's best receiver, but he's a sure tackler, right?
And don't forget D'Angelo Ross, also the MVP of the 93rd playing of the Key to the County game.
Yeah, an outstanding game. Had an interception, a few pass breakups. I believe he had 7 tackles as well.
3rd down and 8. The Hornets are trying to go to man-to-man defense, Corey, and they're going to match up man-to-man. We'll see if they're going to bring any linebackers on this play. Plant puts Fletcher in motion. This time the defense goes with the man in motion, and it's thrown past there. And what a nice pass play.
Arca pressure.
1st down and 10 at the 13. Panthers come out. Going to hand it off to Noble. Noble goes the outside. Couple tackles missed, taken after a gain of 4. What was really nice of that play, the defense had been taught to watch Fletcher on that play. They did what they were taught. Nobody said watch the receiver going downfield.
Well, the safeties were there. They just gave them too much room. When you have 8 yards to go and you have to get to the 8-yard marker, you can't be off the ball 15 yards and then go back 5 more when the play is developing.
2nd down and 5 for the Panthers. They're knocking on the door with 5:12 to go here in the 2nd quarter. They're up by 7 right now against the Hornets. Methodically moving down the field. Plant says, let's go back. He's going to hand it, flip it across the middle of the field, tipped up in the air. Good defensive play on what looked like might have been a touchdown.
Derek Fletcher continuing his late good play.
13 times, that's only the 2nd incompletion.
3rd down and 6 for the Panthers.
Wimberly's been targeted 10 of those 13 times.
Fletcher and Noble in the backfield. Plant looks over the sideline. In the slot on the left-hand side is Wimberly. Hornets look like they want to come. Now Fletcher goes out in the flat. They're going to go over the middle. Throws it over there. Touchdown to the big tight end as Mosley just sneaks out and nobody picks him up.
Mark, that wasn't even a sneak out. Watch this. If you have the replay, watch this. Watch the move he puts on Jeremy Lacey, right, and then goes to a corner. So that post-corner route, you can't be more wide open.
So with 4:53 to go, the ball is spotted. The kick is up. And the kick is good. It's now the Panthers 21, your Hornets 7. You're watching the Western State Bowl on Sportsnet, USA.net.
Ryan, Mark, and Tom, I'll include you on this one. Chaffey Panthers, what is their identity? Their identity is run, set up the pass. Nothing's tricky.
Nothing tricky.
Fullerton, we don't know what their identity is still in this Western State Bowl game. To get back in this game, I think you're going to have to pound the ball on the ground, reestablish. The game's not over. Still 4:53 to play in the first half.
Well, we got told when we were on the field by the head coach of the Panthers, it's going to be those groups that can control the football. You look at it now, 5 minutes to go. Chaffey feels like they've had the ball, Ryan, all day long in this game.
4 possessions, 3 touchdowns, and 1 missed field goal. And I want to go to the defensive line for Fullerton. Coach Junior Gauta is not happy with the way that they haven't been able to get leverage on the offensive line of Chaffey.
So the Hornets down by 14. Big kick. Jarrell Moss takes in the middle of the field. Tries to get a wall, gets the first block, looks for the second block, dances the outside. He goes down the sideline, stays on his feet. Dustin Sober has promised me a run back all year long. I feel like I'm standing at the altar waiting for a wedding ring.
Keep waiting.
Did Tom bring some Band-Aids?
No,
I got run over in Palomar.
I just want to be proved wrong on that statement. I'll be happy if I'm proved wrong. So 4:45 to play, Mark. Ryan, Trey Tinsley's out with his offensive unit. On the interior, Bijan Hosseini now in with Emil Graves, Briante Matthews. And can't see who the injured player is, as it is a Hornet.
So we've got an official timeout on the field with 4:45 to go. It's the Panthers 21, the Hornets 7. You're watching the Western State Bowl on SportsNetUSA.net. We want to thank Miller Toyota of Anaheim, Heroes Bar and Grill, Roscoe's Famous Deli, Zombies Donuts, and Knoll Financial for making all these games possible on SportsNetUSA.net.
It's good to see Derek Fletcher walking off under his own power.
Justin Walker goes out wide to the left. Taylor comes out wide to the right. I formation at the 45-yard line. First down and 10 for the Hornets. They're trailing by 14. 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Tinsley goes back, gets a lot of protection, throws it over to Taylor, and he just drops the piece of bread and says, wait a minute, I thought the soup line was down there. Oh, I forgot my sandwich. By everybody at the offensive line.
Tinsley had a good 3 to 4 seconds to be able to set up, drop back, and step into the throw, something that hasn't happened all day yet.
I'll do it again. Same play.
Second down and 10. Corey Neyland says, let's go back to it one more time. I formation, second down and 10. Little deja vu for Corey Neyland, calling the play for the Hornets. Here come the Panthers. The Panthers said, well, maybe you are going to do it again. And they run blitz on that, Corey. They hit every gap properly. Excellent defense by the Panthers. Corey would have pulled it down, thrown it up, and said, hey, you got 12 people at the line of scrimmage. You're only supposed to have 11. We got you beat deep.
No, on that one, I think they had 13 on the line of scrimmage.
Wood now comes in game as the running back for the Hornets. The freshman out of Bakersfield. Goes from right to left. Out wide left is going to be Walker. They go back. They're going to throw the little flanker screen out there. Throws it to Terrell Moss. Terrell Moss cannot wait for anybody to help him out. A play that has not worked all year long.
Well, again, you didn't know Chaffey had this type of speed on defense. It's not just the speed, it's the aggressiveness that they're playing with. Again, you have to go straight at a team that's playing this aggressive.
And you want aggressive? The Hornets are going to go for it on fourth down with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the first half.
If they jump offside, it's not going to be a first down. It'll be closer to, as it forces Chaffey to call a timeout.
Do you like this call?
Yes.
Okay. Ryan, do you like this call?
Absolutely, but like Corey said, you have to make sure that you have the hard snap count. Try to get Chaffey offsides.
Just to get him closer to that first down marker to make your fourth down a little bit more manageable, because it's a 4th and 6. And with that 5 yards, bring up 4th and 1. That's what you want ideally. But again, it's got to be a play that gets you to the first down marker. If it's any throw, tell your receivers, first down marker, then you can turn around and make the catch.
I'm going to ask the Brain Trust. Tom Duff, you like this call?
Watch the wheel route. You want to get your...
We've got a majority in the booth here, guys.
Well, Tom says he wants to quick kick it. I'm saying do a wheel route, get your receiver one-on-one here back, and here they bring in the punting unit.
I was going to say run a screen pass because I can't remember the last time I saw a screen pass by Fullerton.
You just saw a screen pass.
That's not a screen pass.
You just saw one. You just saw a screen pass.
That's not a screen pass.
I know, and they are punting it away. Thomas Bolden is in. His first kick, 60 yards.
To me, a flanker screen is not a screen pass.
It's in the name.
I'm sorry. It's in the name. Bolden drops the ball, gets mugged.
And again, in the backfield, Grant Kuntz, Mark. But again, that was the first bad snap all season that we've seen and could not come at a more inopportune time.
So we got one of the better looking Burns up here with us?
We do have the better looking
We have
Burns.
the best looking Burns up here in the booth with us right now. Tim's wife, Heidi Burns, up here in the booth with us. What a wonderful young lady, a great mom. Great comfort to Tim. as the Hornets turn it over again. Hand it to Fletcher. Fletcher goes against the grain. Gets across to the 35. So with 3 minutes to go, this first half feels like it has been all Chaffey College. It feels like the Panthers have been in a dominant control with timeout on the field. And they call a quick timeout because Corey, once again, now Fletcher goes off quickly. But knowing this Panther team, you've got Noble out there that is an excellent running back. They really do have depth at the running back position. 2nd down and 7. Plant, shotgun formation. Goes over, hands it off to Noble. Noble cuts up the middle, gets down the field, cross the 30 to the 28. It's going to be a very close 3rd and 1.
Again, that zone blocking scheme, you zone out the outside, creating a lane to cut back into you for your running back. And Noble does a nice job of recognizing it and going with the flow.
Chad, I thought you had Heidi Burns up here for an interview. I was really excited to be able to talk to one of the wives and say, what's Tim like during the week?
Well, she was going for food. She said she stopped watching the game.
3rd down and 1. Plant under center. The Hornets coming up the middle. They do. It's an outside run. Great call. Flag in the middle of the field. Usually that flag, it's a chop block against the Panthers. That's going to move them back when they were in field goal range.
That was either Cordell Brewster or Ronald Rudd. Either one of them had 2 guys on him and went low.
So 2-minute mark in the first half. It's the Panthers 21, the Hornets 7. You're watching the Western State Bowl on Sportsnet, USA.net.
And they do get Brenner for that chop block.
Later on tonight, little Golden West College on Sportsnet, USA.net. Mount Sac, LA Valley. More football tonight here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
Don't forget December 1st. Well, we'll tell you at halftime.
3rd down and 15. Now at the 43. Plant looks over. Fullerton backs off. Plant says, if you're going to give me room, throws it over there. Throws a little loop. Caught there, but really the pressure on Plant made him throw a poof. And now we get a flag against the Hornets.
They're going to call Jacob McCarthy out of bounds, threw him down while he was clear out of bounds, and they throw the flag. You know, Mark, in theory,
yes,
you throw the flag. In theory only. In reality, that's not a play that you throw a flag. That's just a football play. And it's going to be an automatic 1st down, but that's simply a football play that happens. But again, if you're Jacob McCarthy, you do have to be smart and don't put yourself and your team in that position for the official to call that play. All he has to do is let go, and there's no call.
1st down and 10 for the Panthers with 1:39 to go here in the first half. The Panthers trying to get that 3-touchdown lead. They understand if you can bury the Hornets in the first half, you might have this bowl won.
And that was huge because it brought up 4th down and 12. Now it's 1st and 10. They got to do it all over again.
Fletcher back on the field. They hand it off to Fletcher. Fletcher turns the corner, gets boxed in, tries to get away. Fletcher gets taken for a loss on the play at the 31. Good play on the outside, boxed the corner. Fletcher had to come back in the middle, gets taken down for a loss on the play.
And that's the first time they've executed their defensive game plan. That was Quentin Yance on the outside, David Tomilchoff pursuing relentlessly to make the stop.
2nd down and 11. 1 minute to go in the first half. The Panthers up by 14. Out wide to left is going to be Arracondo. With him is going to be Carter, the tight end on the left-hand side. Out wide to the right is Wimberly. Plant looks over the defense, goes back, looking to go across the middle of the field. Does! Threads the needle, and Corey, he finds his tight end. A beautiful pass on the play. 1st down and 10 at the 15. 47 seconds to go. Plant hands it off to Noble. Noble gets 1, gets away from 2, gets down at about the 9.
Tim Roberts on the stop, and you got a flag on the play. Is it offsides against Fullerton? And 21-7. You're at 39 seconds left. Chaffey feeling good, looking to score. And again, they're not holding the ball. They're up already 21-7. They're going for more. So Khalil Shagag, the cornerback, lines up in the neutral zone.
So 1st and 5 for the Panthers. Hand it off to Fletcher. Fletcher goes the outside, turns the corner, gets hit, in for a touchdown.
So 27-7. Chaffey all over Fullerton.
So a bobbled punt puts him in good field position. The Panthers take advantage of it. Ball is bobbled, kick is up,
Looks wide.
and the kick is good.
Looked wide to me, but I'm not under there. It was good. But again, Mark, Ryan, Fullerton, not playing like the team that they ended up against Palomar. Chaffey felt confident coming into this game. We talked to the head coach, Rob Hadaway. He was happy with his team. Tough losses in the beginning of the season towards the end against their conference, against Mount Sac, against Riverside. But he says his team is growing, getting better as each week gone along. And right now, they're proving just that.
Well, in any sport you play, Ryan, you have to have heart. You have to have will. You have to have desire. We've been out to a lot of practices. You sort of wonder. I know it's a young team, but that, to me, can't be taught. Either you've got it or you don't.
Well, the question is, did the referees take the heart out of Fullerton by taking the heart of the defense out of the game in Thomas Kletcher?
Well, he is the heart of the defense, but again, you have to step up. That mentality that Fullerton has, they have enough talent that each player has to step up and do their job. Right now, Chaffey's doing. The game's not over yet, though.
Little pooch kick down the middle of the field. Nobody wants it. Finally taken there at the 30. Looking for the outside. Cut back in the middle. Little dancing in the middle. And taken down.
Lucas McCarthy with 24 seconds. And if you're Fullerton down 28-7, you have to get the ball down the field. Make something happen with 24 seconds left. You've got Justin Walker, who's been a big player the last few games for Fullerton. Catavius Taylor, also a big play capability. LJ Gainey, who has a speed. Here's your play call here. Go deep. That don't work. Do it again.
And you might get lucky because we've seen a lot of flags thrown in here.
Fullerton,
Might get the call.
Fullerton cannot depend on luck. Okay, they have to depend on making the play.
Ooh, that's a mean guy. They go back. Fletcher throws it short. Throws it off to Jarrell Moss. Turning the corner. Staying on his feet. Gets shoved out of bounds at the 48.
Even a field goal opportunity would be good for Fullerton's morale going into the huddle, going into the half.
Hornets down by 21. 1st and 10 at the 50.
They still have 2 timeouts remaining.
Trey Tinsley. Great turnout from Chaffey across the field. Tinsley has time. Throws it over in the flat. Incomplete pass.
Thomas Kletcher on the sideline trying to rally these defensive troops. I think some choice words are going to be said in the locker room for Fullerton.
One thing that Fullerton needs to take advantage of for the rest of the game is that other than this drive, Chaffey has mostly gone into a cover one with their safeties. They need to make sure that that safety commits to one side and then throw it to the other.
Taylor out wide to left. LJ Gainey with him. Out wide to the right is going to be Justin Walker. 2nd down and 10 at the 50. They hand it up the middle. Gain of 7. 9 seconds to go. Timeout Fullerton.
And enough for 2 plays then with 9 seconds and a timeout. It looks like Fullerton's trying to get into field goal territory because Thomas Bolden, he's got a huge leg. 55 yards, 60 yards, he's got a chance to make those. But again, if you're Fullerton, you got Justin Walker trying to go up strong. You might want to hit them. And with 9 seconds and 1 timeout, you can go across the middle.
You know, really, it's a nice turnout. It's not the type of turnout we'd love to have at the Western State Bowl, but it's not a bad turnout. The Chaffey fans came out. Thank you very much for coming out and supporting your team. And we've got a nice array of Fullerton fans out here. Fans, flans, and everything else that's out there supporting their team. So the Hornets with 9 seconds to go here in the first half, looking for something, as they thought, well, if we run with 12 guys, we may have an opportunity. Doesn't work, though. They start the clock. Trey Tinsley, shotgun. Has time, throws it a little bit. LJ Guinea shakes and bakes. If he gets a block on the outside to help him, we get timeout at the 28 with 1 second to go. The Hornets will attempt a field goal.
So at the 29-yard line, yeah, they got a good chance. He marked at the 35 or 36 for 45 or 46 yards away. Bolden, who's doing the kicking today, has the leg to do that out of Brea Olinda High School.
And Fullerton wants points here, as Chaffey will receive because they deferred in the first half.
They need points here. Let's see if Fullerton tries their trick play.
You know, I'm thinking the same thing, too. There's a lot of discussion on the sideline, but they don't have another timeout left.
No, so they've got to kick it anyway.
They've got to kick it anyway. So, I mean, even if they line up their trick play and Chaffey covers it, they can't call a timeout.
Well, here's what Chaffey's going to do. They're going to set up in their normal defense, as I would, to give him the field goal attempt. Let them try to get, if we can't get in there with an 8-man rush, that's okay. But we don't want to give up 6 with 1 second left in the half.
So here comes Fullerton out on the field, and we do not get the normal setup. And now we do, as Tim Holt says, I'm going to stand here right on the sideline. And look, all of a sudden, Chaffey says, wait a minute. Catch this guy out here on the sideline.
And Chaffey, do they call a timeout? No, they're going to go for it. No, 2 Fullerton players.
Yeah, because Trey Tinsley had to come off the field. Because Chaffey at first said, oh, and then they said, oh, wait a minute. Well, we get a flag against Chaffey, and they're going to kick it again.
It's going to be offside against Chaffey.
Yeah, and it's signaled. It was signaled. They jumped. And Corey, even though you're up by 21, with the wind howling and everything else, let the guy try and make it. Don't jump at the ball at the line of scrimmage.
I'm putting my offense back on the field and going for a 6. If I'm Fullerton, I'm telling my team right here, I know they're not going to do it, but I'm telling my team, go get the ball.
Ball spotted at the 30. We get offsides.
And that one's good.
So you never take points off the board.
Don't take the points off the board. If you're not going to go for it there, you don't go for it 5 yards up. You take that 3 and go into halftime.
So as we come to the end of the first half, it's the Panthers 28, the Hornets 10. You're watching the Western State Bowl on Sportsnet, USA.net. Corey Neyland, Ryan Osborn. A gaggle of a gazillion people out here as we're here at Shapell Stadium in Yorba Linda, California. And we'll be back for a little more Western State Bowl here on Sportsnet, USA.net.
Hey, Frank Murphy, General Manager, Miller Toyota of Anaheim. I've been very lucky to work with people in my dealership that think the same way that I do. It's all about taking care of customers and giving them exceptional service and giving them a value for their dollar, whether they're buying a car or they're coming in to service a car. I would feel comfortable with having my daughter, my wife, my mom come here and do business here, whether it's to buy a car or to service their car. I know that they're not going to get badgered, that I know that my people are going to take care of them, give them exceptional service, and get them a great deal on whatever it is that they're looking for. That's one of the things that's important. That's part of the exceptional service is we're not going to pressure anybody. We feel very comfortable with the values that we offer, so that we don't need to pressure somebody into buying a car or financing a car or servicing your car, because we have everyday great prices that people will feel very comfortable doing business with us.
Welcome back to Fullerton College football on SportsNetUSA.net. We're at the half right now. It is Chaffey on top of Fullerton by a score of 28-10. The Panthers all over the Hornets so far. When you take a look at the first half stats, 28-10, Chaffey leading Fullerton. First downs for Chaffey, 15-6. Rushing yards, 21 for 88 for Chaffey, and 11 for 10 for Fullerton College. Passing yards, 134 for Chaffey, only 67 for Fullerton College. 222 yards on 37 plays for Chaffey. In total offense for Fullerton, 24 plays total, 77 yards. For Chaffey, leading the way in rushing, it is Fletcher. Largest gain was 41 yards, and he had 39 yards total, 1 touchdown, averaging 4.9 per carry. Passing for Chaffey has been their strong point so far, 15 of 16, only 1 incompletion for Levi Plant for Chaffey College, and 134 yards with 2 touchdowns. His longest was 21 yards. He's been sacked twice. That's the only time that Fullerton has really had some pressure on him so far. In receiving yards, it is Wembley. That is Marquise Wembley for Chaffey College. He has 6 catches for 79 yards and 1 touchdown, along of 21. Along with him, you have Juan Acosta, 3 for 23, along of 13. Brandon Mosley, 2 of 25 and a touchdown, along of 16. For Fullerton College, when you look at their rushing yards, you have Kentavious Pop Thomas with 43 yards total, 1 touchdown. His longest was a 31-yard run off tackle to the right. He's averaging 8.2 yards per carry so far. He's only carried the ball 5 times. Philip Butler, leading rusher for Fullerton College, only 2 yards so far. So as both teams come back onto the field, Fullerton College will be kicking off from left to right, and Chaffey will receive going right to left. And back with the play-by-play is the voice of Fullerton College football, Mark Pavlovich.
Thank you, Ryan Osborn, the voice of the Coaches Show here on SportsNetUSA.net. We got 2 of the 3 voices. I don't know what happened to the other voice. He just went someplace on us. What can we say? So as we get ready for a second half, the Hornets are trailing by 18. The defense needs to step up in this game for the Hornets. We'll see if they can do it as we start the second half of the Western State Bowl on SportsNetUSA.net. Booming kick out of the end zone, touchback. Ryan, you looked at this Hornet team, struggled at best in that first half.
They really just couldn't find anything that worked for them, especially on offense. They had Pop Thomas, 5 carries, 41 yards. He broke off a big run in that first half, only for it to be taken away by a holding call. And so far, the penalties against Fullerton have been an extreme hindrance.
Plus, the defense really hasn't shown up yet in this game, and we'll see what happens as Plant brings the team back out. Noble at running back. They're up by 18. We're just starting the second half here in the Western State Bowl on SportsNetUSA.net. Plant looks it over. Hornets in a 440 defense. Plant going to hand it off to Noble. Off the right tackle. Splits the gap. An easy gain of 10. This young man is amazing. They're 3 deep at running back. And you look at Noble right now, averaging 10 yards a carry. Corey, he's hitting his average.
The first half players of the game, 5 offensive linemen there for Chaffey College.
First down and 10 at the 35. The defense has no answer for Chaffey so far. Plant hands it off. This time, the defense comes through the gap, gets on the running back before he can start running downhill.
That's Los Altos grad David Tomilchoff, excuse me.
So it's a second down and 10 for Chaffey. Out wide left is going to be Bowie. Out wide to the right is going to be Wimberly. Plant looks over the sideline, trying to get a call. Look at for that tight end Mosley. He's got a touchdown in this game on the left-hand side. 2nd down and 10 at the 35. The Hornets look like they're coming on a blitz. They do again. Here they come up the middle. Incomplete. And that time they put pressure on Plant. He felt it and threw it quickly.
Yeah, and D'Angelo Ross was there on the coverage against Wimberley. Wimberley is their first, second, and third look. If he has to check down, that fourth look is to the flat.
Fletcher is back in the game at running back, so thank goodness for that. We thought he was hurt, going to get taken off by a stretcher. He's back out there. Good for that young man. Oh, it was Quincy Ross that got hurt. I thought it was Fletcher, so Ross is not out there. Let's hope that Ross is not drastically hurt.
But he didn't go off on the stretcher.
Good. Okay, he walked off. Big 3rd down and 10. Here come the Hornets. Here comes the blitz. Thrown up there. Almost picked off.
And again, D'Angelo Ross.
Hit on Plant just when he let go of the football. So the Hornets, looking to get back in the game, make a stop defensively to start the second half.
Sante Wilder back deep.
Little dance by the punter trying to get it. I love the fact the punter, Ryan, looks at the official and says, "Didn't you see me? I got knocked down." And the official goes, "Wait a minute. I drop my wife like that every night when we're dancing the two-step."
You got to try. You got to try if you're Jacob. Shane Jacobs out there, the punter for Chaffey. Now let's see what Fullerton comes. 13:51 to play in the third quarter. You don't need to panic. You have your top guy out there, Pop Thomas, and your running back. Philip Butler will be in there as well. Establish something on the ground.
The Hornets go 4 wide to start the game off. 1st down and 10 at the 50. Trey Tinsley hands it off to Pop Thomas, straight up the middle. Speed, looks to cut the outside. Pop Thomas, it's a foot race. Can they get to drag him down? They do at the 2. Mr. Neyland, great call from up in the booth.
Let's hope that's contagious for the second half.
Down to 12 on the shot clock. Shot clock. Too much basketball for me. Trey Tinsley needs to pick it up. Can't take a penalty here. Tinsley gets it off, straight up the middle. Touchdown, Fullerton.
And that's Pop popping into the end zone for his second score today, making it 28-13.
He now has 91 yards on this game so far.
So
I'm sorry, 28-16.
Yeah,
my bad.
So they do what Mr. Neyland suggests. They went 4 wide. They run it up in the middle on a little delay for a 49-yard run. They come back. They pay off the man who got him there. We get motion on the line of scrimmage by the Hornets. That's going to move it back 5 yards.
And again, Thomas Bolden doing the kicking. Field goal and extra point for Fullerton. Tavis Guerra, the regular kicker, not playing today.
So they're going to spot it at the 15. You add 10. It makes it a 25-yard extra point attempt. Ball is spotted. Kick is up. And the kick is good. So with 13-13 to go in the second half, it's now the Panthers 28, the Hornets 17. You're watching the Western State Bowl on Sportsnet USA.net.
And what you liked on that 49-yard run before, and again you saw it on the replay a couple seconds ago, the blocking by the offensive line opened up that hole as they spread out. But again, the receivers on the left side blocking downfield and staying on their blocks, allowing Thomas, when he was at that second level, to extend to that third level and make a big play.
Well, and what happens too, Ryan, we talked about it. The defense makes the play. The offense then comes back and makes the play on top of it. That's what you need when we talk about defense complementing offense. The defense makes a stop, gives the offense good field position. They score on 2 plays.
And I'm going to build on what Corey said, having those receivers out wide. It allows you to space out the defense so the defensive backs aren't crowded up the middle where the running back would be.
So as we get ready once again, big, high, off the heel floater. It's going to go out of the end zone, another touchback. So once again, the defense needs to make a stop as they crawl a little closer. It's now the Panthers 28, the Hornets 17. You're watching the Western State Bowl on SportsNetUSA.net. Remember, all our games on SportsNetUSA.net are brought to you in part by Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Check out today's new car specials on the Camry, the Corolla, or the Echo Plus sedan. Miller Toyota of Anaheim.com is what it is on the web. Miller Toyota of Anaheim supports community college sports, high school sports, but most of all, education. That's Miller Toyota of Anaheim. First down and 10 on the 25 for the Panthers. The Hornets get on the board, back to back. Plant goes back, looks to go back the other way, throws the other direction, and the defense is smelling out the beef on the sandwich right now. Well, Corey, you sort of wonder if they got an earful because there's a different sense on the field, Ryan, from this defensive unit here in the second half. 12:46 to go. Second down and 12 for the Panthers. Plant looks him over. Fletcher in the backfield. Wimberly, the slot on the right. Fletcher goes in motion. They're going to run that little delay. Right in the middle, your Mike back stays there, Corey, and the running back gets taken down.
Well, you said who had to step up when Thomas Kletcher went out of the game. Jacob McCarthy stepped up, making 2 straight tackles.
Third down and 11 for the Hornets. Out wide to the right. It's going to be Arracondo. Out wide to the left is going to be Carter, the tight end. Acosta in the slot. Man-to-man defense for the Hornets. Plant looking it over. The Hornets step up, then they step back. Here they come. Plant drops the ball. Plant gets smothered for a sack. Wilder now comes in for the punt. The defense has woke up. So is the sidelines for the Hornets.
Fifth sack for Tyrell Gilmore.
Santi Wilder will stand at the 50. High snap. Kick is off. Poor little kick. Blocked at the line of scrimmage. Takes the big bounce for Chaffey and is down at the 42. Acosta is not happy. Acosta, Ryan, if you saw it, Acosta gets hit down the field, and the wide receiver did not like getting it mixed up with the special teams. And unfortunately for the Panthers, they walk him to the sidelines and say, hey, make a big catch. As the Hornets now with 11:03 to go on offense again, trailing by 11. Pop Thomas comes back out. Out wide to the right is going to be Justin Walker. L.J. Gainey in the slot on the right-hand side. Taylor out wide to the other side. Jarrell Moss there, 4 wide again. Who's in the backfield? Pop Thomas. First down and 10 at the 42. Hand it off to Pop. Pop this time gets back to the line of scrimmage. Line keeps moving. Finally, Pop goes down. They're going to give him a yard on the play.
Savusa's had a nice game up front for Chaffey. He's number 42 out there in white. They say Jacob Hughes got a piece of that action as well. They're joined by Tuafi and Kuntz, who's also had a good first half.
Trey Tinsley looks over the defense. L.J. Gainey and Taylor out wide to the right. This time, throw it over there. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
And again, that's Amate Savusa. Gets his hands up, and Fullerton, again, you like that you're trying to open up and create that tempo. But again, your best play has been that run game. Pop Thomas, Phillip Butler going off tackle. Keep that going, but now you're in a passing situation. Linebackers are Mackesy and Emmanuel doing a nice job.
Walker comes out wide to the right. L.J. Gainey out on the right-hand side in the slot. Taylor goes out wide to the left. Third down and 8 at the 45 for the Hornets. Trey Tinsley there, 3 down linemen. Here they come with a blitz. Trey Tinsley Throws over the middle. Caught, taken out of the air.
Going up at the highest peak to get the ball, not waiting for the ball, going to get it.
So it's going to be first down and 10 at the 40 for the Hornets. 10-19 to go here in the third quarter. They're trying to look for 3 consecutive scores to get back in this game.
I was hoping, since we gave that shout out to the fans in Switzerland, they could hit us up during the game, and then we'll read that on the air.
We'll get it when we get home.
No, on my phone.
Tinsley comes back once again, looks for something, flips it out there. Ball is dropped, incomplete pass. L.J. Gainey had it. Ball sneaks out of his hands.
Get down the field. Get down the field or run the ball. You've got your rhythm. You're finding what you're going to do positively on the field now. Keep it going. Chaffey's right there. They're giving him that. They're giving him anything down the field. Fullerton's won that battle. Underneath, Chaffey's been all over it.
Second down and 10 at the 40. Taylor comes out wide to the right. Jarrell Moss in the slot. Walker goes out wide left with L.J. Gainey. Trey Tinsley goes in a shotgun formation. Second down and 10 at the 40. Tinsley fakes it, looks for a little screen. Little screen that is smelled out by Chaffey College, and an excellent play by Savusa out there, who really makes Ryan the pass to be a loop pass.
There's your screenplay, Mark.
There's my screenplay, yeah. Thanks, Corey. If it's not there, you can't wear it. That's all I can say. Out wide to the right is going to be Walker. Third down and 14 for the Hornets now. A little stuttering going on right now. This time, hand it right up the middle. Looking to cut. Cuts back into a defensive back. Down to the 35. Fourth down and 5 at the 35. The Hornets will go for it.
Would you throw a screen here? Actually, a screen at this 4th and 5, that might not be a bad play or a decoy play. Try to set it up on the right. Throw it to the left 5 yards for L.J. Gainey or somebody on that left side.
You know who I'm looking for right now? Because I haven't mentioned him yet. My tight end.
Tim Holt.
Tim Holt.
Well, if Tim was in there.
But Tim is not in there. Taylor out wide to the right. Moss in the slot. Taylor out wide to the left. Tinsley changing things up the line of scrimmage. Fourth down and 5 at the 35. Throws the middle. First down for the Hornets at the 30. Corey, talk about a receiver. You always say to this, run to where the stick is. Sit down and catch the football.
And that's exactly what L.J. Gainey did. He ran to the sticks, sat down, caught the football, held onto it, and they moved the chains.
First down for the Hornets. Taylor comes out wide to the right. L.J. Gainey, the flanker, on the right-hand side. Moss in the slot. First down and 10 at the 30 for the Hornets. Tinsley changed things up a little. L.J. Gainey signals to Taylor. Tinsley goes back once again. Has time. Looking to go down.
And they're going to say he was out of bounds and came back in, but he was being held on that play all the way down the field. So if anything, that could have been a hold call, but since no flag, good play by the cornerback over there for Chaffey. And that corner on that far side is Ryan Ricard.
8:12 to go here in the third quarter. It's the Panthers 28, the Hornets 17. Taylor out wide to the right. Jarrell Moss in the slot. Walker out wide to the left. Tinsley in the backfield. Second down and 10 at the 30. Tinsley, once again, has time. Throws in the middle. Aims the pass and throws it high, but LJ should have caught it. 2 pass plays in a row brings up a third down and 10 at the 30.
L.J. Gainey limping off the field. Jarrell Moss comes in for him.
Pop Thomas, the running back in the game. Now if you're Chaffey, you look for that delay to Pop Thomas right up the middle. Third down and 10. Whoops. There it is, the delay up the middle. Pop Thomas gets a gain to the 24. And here comes the punting squad. Oh, no, field goal. So they're going to spot it at the 32. You add 10, it'll be a 42-yard attempt. Ball is spotted. Kick is up. It is no good. And Acosta, who was playing on the special teams, Ryan, I didn't see what happened to him. Corey, did you? He's getting helped off the field. And that might be Jonathan Perkins, a defensive back. They've got defensive numbers and offensive numbers that are the same. So, give it to the Panthers. They step up big defensively and stop the Hornets. It's the Panthers 28, the Hornets 17. Here on SportsNetUSA.net. Plant looks over the defense. Hornets looking to make a big defensive play. Noble goes in motion. Fletcher right behind him. Goes off left tackle. Gets a gain of 4 on the play.
Jacob McCarthy, Xavier Chisholm,
so it's going to bring up a second down and a long 6 for the Panthers. 7 minutes to go. Here in the third quarter, the Hornets are down by 11. Plant looks over. Wimberly out wide to the right. Plant looks it over. Here comes the defense. Going to hand it right up the middle. Plant does. Gain of 3 in the play. It's going to bring up a third down and 3 for the Panthers as the Panthers are now trying to run the football.
running the football, but more importantly, taking the seconds off the clock. They're up by 2 scores. So as they take these seconds off of the clock, puts Fullerton in a more frantic mode to try to score.
Third down and 3. The Hornets come up right off tackle. They don't get there, and boy, the spot from the far judge is not even close to where the back judge is, but it's going to be short. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 1, and the Panthers are going to send out the punt team. So the defense 3 times in a row, Ryan, has made the stop. The offense has helped them out once. Last time they didn't. This time, maybe you go back to that Pop Thomas for a touchdown. Asante Wilder back deep on the punt return. Hornets rush, high floater. Wilder says, I'm right there, and catches the football. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Hornets at the 21. 5:37 to go. It's the Panthers 28, the Hornets 17. You're watching the Western State Bowl on Sportsnet, USA.net. Later on tonight, Golden West College takes on Mount Sac. LA Valley takes on San Bernardino. Those games all here tonight on Sportsnet, USA.net. Aaron Rosenberg, Rashawn Haylock, and Andrew King, the voices here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ryan, I guess I'm going to have you run down the sideline and start telling them, hand it off to Pop and let him rip one off for 80 yards right now. Philip Butler in the backfield for the Hornets. Trey Tinsley, shotgun formation. Goes back to throw, has time. Throws it to Philip Butler, coming out of the backfield. Sidesteps one. Instead of going up the field, he dances to the 30 for a gain of 7.
Good gain. You get gain of 7 on 1st down. That creates your offense as an advantage over the defense. But sure tackling in the open field by the Panthers.
2nd down and 3 at the 30. Trey Tinsley looks over, trips to the right-hand side. Trey Tinsley watching the defense. The Panthers come up, still 4 down linemen. Really haven't brought a lot of blitzes today. Tinsley goes, has the middle of the field. One more time. Trey Tinsley throws it there. Gain of 4 on the play. First down for the Hornets. Short passes, guys, but they're moving the chains.
Yeah, short passes. Justin Walker gets the play and makes the catch, makes sure he gets the first down. And again, plenty of time to get the game, get back into the game if you're the Hornets. Chaffey says, yeah, do those short passes the rest of the half. We'll take that.
Taylor comes out wide to the right. Jarrell Moss in the slot on the right-hand side. First down and 10 at the 35. Tinsley looks it over. Panthers once again. This time coming with 3 down linemen. Here comes the blitz on the outside. Blitz is picked up, thrown down the middle of the field. In the hands and dropped. And Corey, I thought good defense by the Panthers.
Yeah, that was Tatum Slack who not disrespected, but dislodged the ball from Justin Walker as it was right in the hands, but Slack came up through the middle and knocked it away.
Second down and 10, and Ryan, the blitz gets picked up by the offensive line.
And one thing that Fullerton needs to realize is the middle linebackers for Chaffey tend to peel off from the middle, and they leave that wide open right in between 7 and 8 yards for an easy pass right there. If Fullerton has no other options, have a receiver sit there.
So we'll see if they go what Ryan suggested with the receiver in the middle of the field. Trey Tinsley rolls out. He's got time to throw. Throws it up in the hands, out of the hands, and 2 in a row dropped by Justin Walker.
Well, the first one's not dropped. First one was a good defensive play, knocking it out of the hands. That one was dropped, hit him in the hands. You got to make that catch.
The run game has now disappeared from the Hornets after they get that 49-yard run.
Well, they established a rhythm. They established something going in the second half with the run game. Even though it was 3 runs, there were 3 positive runs. And now you go back to the passing game. It's not bad, but it's not as effective as you want it to be.
Here comes the blitz on the outside from the Panthers. Trey Tinsley looks at it. It's a safety blitz. It's picked up, thrown over the middle of the field. Taken, juke to the outside. Ball is out.
Fullerton looks like they got it back on the first look, but Chaffey might have gotten it on the second look because as they jumped on the ball, Jarrell Moss jumped on it, and then it popped out again underneath, and that's when Chaffey took it away. And that was the play that they made, Ryan, that you said underneath.
What happened was L.J. Gainey, when he went for the ball for Fullerton, he goes to grab it, but he trips on his shoes, and he lands on the ball with his back facing the ball, so he couldn't grab it behind himself, and that's how Chaffey was able to grab it on that second bounce, like you said.
So another turnover by the Hornets while they're on the move, and an offensive set goes awry.
Ray Basurdo recovers that fumble, and Chaffey again breaks going their way.
Plant looks at the defense. The defense needs a turnover. Plant rolls away from it, throws it over to the flat. We're going to get holding against Chaffey right in the middle of the field. Chop block against Chaffey.
That's the second chop block against Chaffey today.
And this one is going to get called on Herman Kanoa. Oh, they didn't. And Kanoa threw his hands up. He thought it was on him.
That's Ronald Rudd, who's had an outstanding game thus far.
And Kanoa thought it was on him, Corey, because when he saw the flag, he turned around and looked at the official like, why are you throwing a flag on me? And that's when the official signaled chop block. So you're going to move it back all the way to the 25. It's going to bring up a first down and 25. We're at the 4-minute mark here in the third quarter. The Hornets are coming. They come out. They come up again in the middle. Taken there and dropped in the middle of the field. And Acosta had it in his hand on a crossing pattern. Didn't pull it in for a secure catch.
Yep. Roberts, Kirkpatrick, and Chisholm were all bearing down on Acosta. But nice quick play if you're the Panthers. You get the ball out, get it out quickly because Fullerton, you know they're going to come after you on second down at 25.
Panthers look over the sideline. Cecil Fleming comes out wide to the left. Inside him on the left-hand side is going to be Acosta, then Wimberly with trips to the left-hand side. They roll in that direction. Plant gets caught and goes down. Ball comes out and fumbled out of bounds. And they're going to So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 30, and the Hornets defense again has to make sure they don't allow a 1st down. And we get delay a game against the Panthers. It's going to move them back 5 more yards. It's the Panthers 28, the Hornets 17. Moves it back to the 8.
Gilmore, Phillips, Braxton Ward, Adrian Lomelli up front, looking to apply that pressure.
Plant comes back. Here comes the pressure up the middle. Plant fields it, running the end zone. They throw it out in the flat. And the Hornets make a nice play at the 22.
So with 30 yards to go, you got to go way, way, way down the field, and Fullerton did a nice job of keeping everything in front. Adrian Lomelli was applying the pressure.
Ron Osborn, I'm going to throw it over to you just for a second. The Hornets defense is playing well. The offense, you agree with Mr. Neyland? Run, run, and run?
You have to run the ball to set up Trey Tinsley for the pass, maybe in the screen like you've been harping on all the game.
No more screens.
Kick, Asante Wilder back steps, sucks it in, looks to come to the outside, looking for a wall, gets a block, turns a corner, they throw a flag, and Mr. Neyland, okay, I'm not saying anything. You tell me. See how nice I've been? I've been quiet this second half.
I like the replay advantage so we can see.
So 1st and 10 at the 30. The defense stands again. 2 minutes and 10 seconds. It looked like the Hornets were going to get way into this game. What happens? The offense stutters. Got an extra ball on the field. We've got a towel on the field. Hey, field judge, clean up the field. Trey Tinsley brings them out. It has now become a defensive game. Tinsley looks things over. 1st down and 10 for the Hornets at the 30. Trey Tinsley says, well, Corey Neyland, you want us to run? Ball gets grabbed right at the line of scrimmage. Gain of a half a foot on the play.
Samaje Robinson. And the run, let's try a little misdirection, or Tim Holt now is in the ball game. He'll be that guy underneath to be wide open for Fullerton. But again, there's only one back in the backfield.
And that's Pop Thomas.
And so not that opportunity for a misdirection.
Taylor comes out wide to the right. L.J. Gainey in the slot on the right-hand side. Tim Holt inside of him on the right-hand side. Tinsley goes back. Once again, has time to throw. Quickly throws it there. Gets caught. They're going to give it a 1st down on the tackle.
And that's Jerome Gross who makes the tackle out of Baltimore, Maryland, Patterson High School. There and move the chains. And Fullerton with 1:27 to play. Need a touchdown here with about 12 minutes to go in the 4th quarter if they don't get a quick play.
Trey Tinsley looks over the defense. Hands it off to Pop. Pop gets swallowed up, gain of 1 in the play, but a run play that makes them honest at the line of scrimmage.
Alec Tapman out of Beaumont.
106. Sorry, Corey, 106 to go. It's the Panthers 28, the Hornets 17. Tinsley brings them out. Gross out wide to the right. Tinsley looks over the defense. Pop Thomas, the running back. 2nd down and 7 for the Hornets. They fake it to Pop Thomas. Tinsley steps up, flips it over there, and then they run the opposite direction. Turning the corner, trying to get to the line of scrimmage. Stays on his feet, sidesteps at the 50, gets smothered and thrown down to the ground. And the coaches even looked at the...
As you see him hurdle the defender, kind of stop. If he keeps going and surges forward, he picks up the 1st down.
It's a 3rd and about a foot. We have an official timeout on the field with 29 seconds to go. It's the Panthers 28, the Hornets 17. You're watching Fullerton College Football and the Western State Bowl on Sportsnet, USA.net. Let's thank Miller Toyota of Anaheim, Heroes Bar and Grill, Roscoe's Famous Deli, Knowles Financial, and Zombie Donuts. I don't know if there's any left in that box behind me. Oh, yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, that's it. You guys are done. You're cut off. Poor guy's having sugar fits over here on me on the left. Look at Corey.
Are they all done?
No, I still got donuts for
I
tomorrow
was gonna
morning.
say. And as Tapman is being helped off the field.
Ryan's got a donut for his invisible brother.
It's not invisible, Mark.
I got a donut
He's
for
imaginary.
Oh, imaginary. I got donuts for the women I don't date.
And Corey just takes them for himself.
Pretty much.
Corey just takes them because he wants to say it's our fault. Third down, inches,
Comfort food.
shotgun formation for the Hornets.
Philip Butler's in the backfield. He runs hard in between the A and B gap. So if he gets the ball, if he gets to that second level, he's off to the races.
Big third down play here in the third quarter. Hornets go back to pass. Trey Tinsley looks to take it himself.
He didn't get it.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't get it.
If they mark him on the 50,
Which
it's
he
a
didn't
first
get to.
down.
He didn't get to the 50.
And I think Mr. Neyland is absolutely right. Our song leaders down on the field. You know, these are student athletes too. We miss our song leaders. Our song leaders are out there. They're out there all day long. They do their routines. Very well choreographed. And Corey, now where you look where the ball was marked, it didn't even get to the 50.
No, it
so it's
didn't.
going to be a fourth down. And you will have many coaches question why you go to a shotgun formation when you've got inches to go.
Don't mind the shotgun formation. Don't mind it at all.
I don't mind Trey Tinsley running it all right there. The problem was that he ran right into the wall of Keon Clark, who was right off to his left side, and he ran right into him. There was space off to the right-hand side.
Well, he didn't. That's one of those plays where the quarterback doesn't see that. We see it up here that he goes to the left, he gets the first down. You go back to the play call. Shotgun formation, you don't mind that. You need half a foot to get the first down. You've got a guy in the backfield in the second half. You've been picking up positive yardage, not negative yardage. Go ahead, Scott, get one, get two. You picking up negative yard, not your negative yardage, you're picking up positive. If he gets to that second level, you've got a huge gain.
And that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. As we come to the end of the third quarter, it's the Panthers 28, the Hornets 17. You're watching the Western State Bowl on Sportsnet USA.net. Remember, all our games are brought to you in part by Miller Toyota of Anaheim, where they offer both military and college grad rebate programs. On the web, MillerToyotaofAnaheim.com. Miller Toyota of Anaheim, located at the 91 in Euclid. Miller Toyota of Anaheim supports community college sports, high school sports, but most of all, education. That's Miller Toyota of Anaheim. Don't forget, Zombie Donuts. We've talked about them all day long. We had them early this morning. We filled up on them. Some of the finer donuts you can ever find in Orange County at 802 East Chapman Avenue in Fullerton. So they're going to start here the fourth quarter. It is fourth and
here's where I roll out instead of going on a bunch package. You got to.
first down for the Hornets on a quarterback sneak. Tom Duff called that call. Did you hear Tom behind me? Corey Neyland gets all tangled.
Sorry about that, guys.
Tom Duff. And don't forget, Corey, one of our favorite people at Fullerton for many years. Unfortunately, passed away.
That's longtime equipment manager Norm Perez. So big part of Fullerton College athletics and Hornet Nation. And Norm Perez will be missed. Go to the website, Fullerton College Athletics website, to get more.
Hornets up the middle. Pop Thomas a step away from making a big play.
And that's Jared Emanuel tripping him up. Again, you get to that second level, Pop one-on-one with the secondary defender. Most of the time, Pop's got that. He's well over 100 yards in this game.
So we're into the fourth quarter. It's the Panthers 28, the Hornets 17. The Hornets need to get a touchdown to make these last few minutes very mystical here at the Western State Bowl.
They need a touchdown because I don't want to eat any more of those donuts.
You heard that, guys. Here come the Panthers, blitzing. Tinsley throws it, gets away. Throw it to Gage Lackey. Gage Lackey turns, he gets out of bounds. Give it to Trey Tinsley, who kept his cool on a blitz.
Under pressure by 4 defensive linemen. Up underneath, Samaje Robinson was in there along with Taloa Otuafi. Both of those players came up the middle and forced Tinsley to roll out of the pocket and hit his Gage Lackey.
First down and 10. Walker goes out wide to the right. Tim Holt, the tight end, now in the game. Trey Miller, the up back. Offset eye for the Hornets. Tinsley under center. Tinsley runs a delay straight up the middle. Once again, keeping his feet, getting down the field. And Corey, you love these direct dive plays that the Hornets run because of the speed and the slitheriness. Slivery of our running back.
Sliveriness.
Can you get Corey a napkin, guys? You got a little drool.
Slivery. Because they get to the line, they get to that second level and become smaller, like sliced almonds. A sliver of almond, they make themselves smaller and pick up those extra yards. It's a healthy show.
Great call. Second down and 3. They said, well, here's that sliver. Let's try and turn it. Butler tries to go to the outside, gets caught from behind. Loss of about 1 on the play.
And that's Anthony Yim, who came from the outside. Number 1 for Chaffey, read the play, knew Butler was going to get the ball off tackle, pursued relentless, and makes the stop.
Third down and 4, and we know we've got a replacement kicker in.
4 down territory.
Corey's going to go for it all the way. Ryan Osborn?
I would too.
Well, everybody seems that they're on the same page. Head coach Tom Dove?
We good.
I got nothing to say except third down and 4 for the Hornets. Tinsley in a shotgun formation. Looks over the defense. Get a little flinch on the outside. Nothing called. Here comes the blitz. Tinsley, quick step. Rolls away from the pressure. Rolls away. Throws it over there. Incomplete pass as Tinsley doesn't get anything down there as he is chased by Trent Kunch, 6'3", 225-pounder. And Corey, the Hornets are going to settle for a field goal, which will put them down by 8. Be a 40-yard attempt. Ball is spotted. Kick is not even close.
It was a bad snap. It came and hit on a bounce on the snap, and they couldn't really get the hold correct. And Thomas Bolden had no chance again. With 3rd and 5, you've been running the ball relatively well. You've had a short passing game on the replay there. You saw it. You have a short passing game that's been effective. And with Pop Thomas in the backfield, 3rd and 5, even those delays off tackles, he's been able to make the first person miss each time. And that if you don't get the first down, he's averaging 4 yards a carry. Well, not more than 4 yards a carry, actually, about 5 yards a carry. Interesting.
So the Hornets still down by 2 scores with 12 minutes left in the game. The Hornets jump. It's going to be a free play. Going down deep on it. Picked off. Doesn't really matter. Offsides Fullerton.
Were they in the neutral zone, though?
They were.
They were in the neutral zone?
Oh, yeah. They were 3 feet across the line of scrimmage.
So I should take off these sunglasses. So were they drawn off, Mark?
No. No doubt in my mind that they were just playing offsides.
You know, with this wind behind us, the Zombie Donuts box is lifting itself open. It's calling my name.
Yeah, we're going to need a couple of those the way the game's going. But again, let's credit Chaffey, though. Chaffey came in here in their first half, has executed their game plan to a T, haven't wavered from it. They wanted to get out there and run the ball. They wanted to get out there and get the flat, get positive yardage. That's what they've done. 14 quick points. Let's put them in position.
The Hornets look like they want to bring a blitz. Plant looks over at the sideline, trying to figure out if they're going to. Wide to the right is Bowie. Plant once again feels the blitz coming. Going to throw it over quickly. Taken there on a quick little pass. Should be enough for a first down, right?
Yeah, that's Wimberly with the catch. And again, Jeremy Lacey with the stop.
So the Hornet defense has played well here in the second half. Ryan, the offense does something one time around.
You know, Mark, I think they played well the whole game. Just opportunities with short fields and whatnot. Offense hasn't really capitalized to help their defense play.
And again, turnovers have hurt them. A bumbled snap, a fumble on what looked like a play that would really help them. A little flanker screen out there. Nice defensive play over there. It's going to be a 2nd down and 7.
And again, D'Angelo Ross having another good game on the outside.
If you're a Hornet fan, you need a turnover. You're down by 2 scores. You're almost at the 10-minute mark here in the 4th quarter. Plant looks back. Fullerton now creeping everybody up towards the line of scrimmage. Here comes the blitz up the middle. Plant's going. The Hornets are going to throw there. Throw it over to Wimberly. Wimberly sidesteps one. Gets away. Stays on his feet. He's got enough for a first down. And he'll be called down at the 48.
And again, the favorite target of Levi Plant is that guy out there, Marquise Wimberly. How many catches did Marquise have in the first half, Ryan?
In the first half, Wimberly had 6 for 79.
Out wide to the right is going to be Bowie. Once again, Plant knows what he's doing, feeling good about his passing game. Out wide left is Farha in the slot on the left-hand side. Fullerton comes up. Plant says, let's run it. You run it against the grain. Nice little play. Gain of 5 on the play across the 50 down to the 48. We're at the 9:40 mark here in the 4th quarter. It's the Panthers 28, the Hornets 17. You're watching the Western State Bowl on Sportsnet, USA.net. Corey Neyland, Ryan Osborn up here in the booth with us. Tom Duff sitting behind us.
Fullerton has 5 defensive touchdowns coming into this game.
They need number 6 now. Plant looks over, 2nd down and 5. Hornets come up on a blitz. Plant rolls away from it. Plant is going to go down, get taken down at the 40. They're going to mark him down at the 41.
Quentin Yonts with the stop. Jacob McCarthy with the assist. For Quentin, he's a nice guy out there, freshman. His 3rd sack of the season.
And the
3rd down.
The difference on that play right there is that Fullerton lowered their heads and went into the pocket. Beforehand, when they tried to blitz, they were standing straight up when they were trying to rush.
No.
3rd down and 17.
Sorry about that, Mark.
Oh, that's okay.
I was going to say no hesitation on that.
Big defensive play here for the Hornets. They have to find something to get their offense in good place. Blitz going up, middle of the field. Little flag going up, nobody throws a flag, and oh, did the Hornets dodge a massive bullet.
Long for Fullerton and Chaffey on the defensive backside. It's a lot of clutching and grabbing, very physical. That's what you like.
So if you're a Panther, you go, wait a minute, officials, we've heard about you all day. What are you doing to us?
But again, that type of play has been let go all game on both sides.
Sante Wilder runs back, watches the ball. It's going to hit. Asante decides to pick it up as it goes out of bounds at the 19. The clock is working against the Hornets. 8:32 to go. They need a quick score. They can't take over 3 minutes. Bob Moran cannot be methodical down the field. Mix the run and the pass, but you need to get up to the line of scrimmage. There needs to be a sense of urgency on the field.
I think if they get a touchdown here in 3 minutes time, I think you're in perfect shape. Your defense has really stepped up, prime for a turnover. Chaffey's like, yeah, go ahead and take 3 minutes, take whatever you want. If we get the ball back, we're winning the game.
Trey Tinsley, shotgun formation. Pop Thomas in the backfield with him. Walker out wide to the left. Trey Tinsley looks over the defense. 4 down linemen. for the Panthers. Man-to-man defense on the corner. We heard the Panthers said we're going to live or die with man-to-man. They run it off a slant. Pop Thomas turns up the middle. Gain of 9 on the play.
And again, the linebacker out there for the Panthers, Jason Mackesy, another tackle. Mackesy and Emmanuel had great games.
Trey Tinsley goes back, throws it over the middle. Caught at the 35. First down. Run and a pass. Run and a pass. Something that was lacking the last couple times out.
Anthony Wood checks in for Pop Thomas.
Wood in the backfield. Trey Tinsley looks over, says the clock's ticking, guys. Let's pick up the pace. Hornets down by 11. They need to get on the board quickly. Trey Tinsley looks over the offensive line, calls out signals. Hand it off to Wood. Wood cuts the middle, tries to go to the outside, cannot get off tackle and gets sucked up as if the ground is just taking him down with him.
Jacob Hughes has had a nice game up front for the Panthers. I mean, 6'3", 260 out of La Habra High School, or excuse me, Whittier Christian High School. Doing a nice job, good tackle for no gain.
Hornets come back up the line of scrimmage. Referee sets the ball. Ball goes in play. Tinsley looks over. Second down and 10 for the 35. Goes back, has time, throws it over. Once again, cross the 40, down to the 42.
Notice the defense that Chaffey's put on. They're getting everything in front of them. Nothing is going deep against the secondary. Ryan mentioned that single safety, that one man up top. Exploit that if you're the Hornets.
Third down and 4. Trey Tinsley trying to get things going. The clock is ticking. We're at the 7-minute mark. Tinsley needs to get him in the end zone. Goes back. Here comes the pressure. Has time. Going down deep. Looking for it. On the hands and dropped.
If we have a replay, we'll see if the defender again, Tatum Slack, knocks that ball out of Taylor's hand. I'm thinking it hit him right dead in the hands. It was a perfect pass by Trey Tinsley. Slack again. I think he got a hand on the ball.
Fourth down and 4 for the Hornets. Guys, if they don't make it, this is probably the game.
If they don't make it, this game, they're done. They haven't proven that they can get that turnover when they need it. So in all intents and purposes, this game is done if they don't get it here.
Big fourth down. Here come the Panthers. Trey Tinsley throws that little flanker screen to Jarrell Moss. He did not make it.
They're not even close. And again, we'll hold off for the next comment till after the measurement. Actually, even if they get the first down for some, if for a bad spot, if they get it, it's a bad spot. But again, the first down marker's 4 yards away. Get your receiver 4 yards down the field and pick up the first down. Yeah, no, that's not even close. They say it's inches away. That wasn't even close because of the play call. You call the play 5 yards away at the line of scrimmage. That does not help you. You might as well run the ball because you've been averaging 5 yards a run per this game. You might as well run the ball instead of doing a play like that and thinking you give your opportunity to run. No, you get to the first down marker and then you throw the ball.
So it looks like the Panthers are going to walk away with this title.
And we can't say it yet because there's still 6:30 remaining in the game. That's still only a 11-point deficit for Fullerton. Turnover here changes the complexity of the game.
They hand it off right off the middle, going to the outside. One missed tackle, 2 tackles, gain of 2 on the play. The clock will tick against the Hornets.
Fullerton has all 3 timeouts as well as Chaffey. Both teams working with their full complement. Tackle Adrian Lomelli.
Second down and 8 for the Panthers. Right at the 43. Plant looks things over. Fullerton climbs back up. Need to find some sort of turnover in this game. Has not happened. Wimberly out wide to the right. They go back, going down deep down the middle of the field. Caught, dropped Oh, and it was a first down and then drop. And the Panthers thought they had the ceiling of the deal.
Well, they did, but D'Angelo Ross, you say his name all the time, that's 20 pass breakups on the season, so that's 2 a game he gets, came up through the middle and knocked it away.
Guys, the Panthers have been stuck on 28 since the first half. 28 points in the first half, nothing in the second half, and the offense cannot muster it up to tie the game. Hornets are coming. Here comes the pressure up the middle. Throw it out in the flat. One missed tackle. Run over a defender. First down, Panther.
They have a high five. He said they were ready to play. They wanted to get in there and see what they would do and control this high-powered Fullerton offense. And the offense for Chaffey has been the one that's controlling.
First down and 10 for the Panthers at the 32. This game should be theirs. Now the Hornets come up. 9 guys at the line of scrimmage. They hand it off right there. Breaking a tackle, breaking another tackle. And the offensive line, Ryan Osborn, you've talked about it all night long. The offensive line for the Panthers are just dominant on the field.
And on the previous play, Fullerton went with the blitz. It was a missed assignment. They tried to bring in a linebacker, but the linebacker went to the outside thinking that the defensive end was going to cut inside and allow for Fullerton to get into the backfield. Both of them went to the outside, and they were just taken that way.
I'd really like to ask Phil Thurman what the time of possession is for this game.
Second down and 9, our crack SID, Phil Thurman. Second down and 1 at the 26. Going to hand it right up off the middle. The Hornet defense buys the fake, and it's Plant going around the end all by himself. Touchdown, Panthers.
Again, the assignments for Fullerton, if you got a replay, is go up the field. No one there for help.
So the Panthers on the board as we get ready for the point after curry. We're going to go back to that play. The ball is spotted. Kick is up. Kick is good. Flag. It should be against the Hornets.
Yeah, you go back to the play and you just watch the execution. To fake the handoff off the middle. It's doing that all game long. You're trying to run out the clock. That's Fullerton's thinking. Ends, backers all crack down and go for the ball fake. So go for the ball fake. Did that count? Should be 35?
Yeah.
Okay, 35-17. Should be 35-17. And so after the extra point was good. So they crack down. And that creates an opportunity for Plant to get on the outside. D'Angelo Ross is the only player out there, but the block for the receiver for Chaffey, excellent. All he did was put a body on him. Levi Plant with his legs. Easy touchdown.
So it's the Panthers 35, the Hornets 17. Time of possession, Mr. Neyland?
Not too bad. Chaffey 30, Fullerton 25 minutes. I thought it was a little bit more. I thought it was going to be something like 34 to 21.
And yardage?
Yardage, it's not bad either. 286 yards, 61 plays for Chaffey. 266 yards, 58 plays for Fullerton.
Score?
Well, you see the score. It's 35-17. But rush yards, Chaffey, 34 for 112, well under their 250-yard average. Fullerton, 25 for 95.
So off the side of the foot kickoff, taken by the 10. Fullerton looking to make one run back. Coming up, 20, 35, 30. Turns the corner at the 40. Stays there, taken down at the 50-yard line.
And Mark now will say, Fullerton ain't coming back. This game is done.
Well, it's been one of those seasons for the Hornets. Every time the expectations of the fans are high, the Hornets have not performed well. Ryan, every time they thought the Hornets should lose, they won. Every time they thought the Hornets should walk in and have a cakewalk, they lost. Mental is 50% of the game, 100% of the game, like Yogi Berra would say, 150% of the game. The Hornets have lacked that on a killer instinct to beat their opponents.
Well, I don't even think that came into play today. I think they just came in flat.
Trey Tinsley running away, gets taken out of bounds.
And what I mean by that is they didn't get the chance to prove their mental aspect and their toughness in the game. I just think They didn't even have that to begin with to come in. They were just flat and didn't get a chance to overcome anything.
So, okay, and guys, as we're on video and we come to that, Ryan, I mean, how do you get a chance on that? That's what Mr. Neyland says. Do you walk in with that chance, or do you have to develop it during the game?
Well, here's a quote from Tim Burns earlier on this season. You can't play up to your opponent or down to your opponent. You have to play beyond your opponent. You have to go into the game knowing that you're going to institute what your game plan is. Whatever the other team decides, you're still going to go with what you know.
And a vicious hit applied by Keon Clark out of, where did he go to school? Carter High School. And Mark, again.
Wait a minute, you said he weighed how much?
Wow. Keon is 360. That time he was 380 when he made that hit.
Okay.
But again, that's what Chaffey did. They came in with their game plan. They knew what they had to do. They knew they weren't going to waver from it. Fullerton came in the game.
Screen pass up the middle. Take it to the outside. 30, 20, screen pass for a touchdown for the Hornets.
These are Fullerton runs before. It was bunch set. It wasn't going to happen.
Touchdown.
Mark.
Oh, well, okay. They just, you know what? It's a conspiracy. Everybody hopes that Mr. Neyland is right, even the official.
Holding on the call. No touchdown. See that? And that was one of the best plays Fullerton had. But again, the identity that they have, Fullerton this season,
has been none.
Thank you.
And that's really the thing that's been talked about off the air by these three broadcasters out here. We've talked about, are you a running team? Are you a passing team? Are you a defensive team? And Corey, nobody has ever discovered what they are. So it's 3rd down and 10 at the 50 for the Hornets. Tinsley in a shotgun formation. Goes back, looked like he had a touchdown, taken back, throws it across the middle of the field, take it there at the 40, cuts to the outside. And so the Hornets are trying to make it respectable with 2:53 to go, being down by 18. James Flynn has been our crack technician out here. We want to thank James for the great job he has done all day long. I want to thank Ed Ford because we will get into some thanks before we leave. I start him a little early. Trey Tinsley goes back. Once again, little short pass taken there to the outside. Walker dances, comes up the middle, moves it down the field. 2nd down and 6.
And that quick 14-0 start by Chaffey really propelled them and gave them confidence to win this game. As soon as they got those quick 14 points, you can just tell that they were in this ball game. And Fullerton took a step back. Said, yeah, we can still get it, but we may not. And that's the difference between Chaffey and Fullerton.
Tinsley goes back over the middle of the field. Incomplete pass. You know, a lot of the people we need to thank, Tim Burns and Brian Crooks. I want to thank Tim Burns for doing the coaches show every week with Ryan Osborn. It was a pleasure filming that, Ryan. You did a great job. Tim, thank you very much. Brian Crooks came on the coaches show. And Brian, we love you. Bob Moran, the offensive coordinator. Phil Austin, who's always got a smile for us when we walk out there. Looked at Phil this morning. He was great. Tom Marr, the purveyor of information for all three of us here on SportsNetUSA.net. We know who's here and who's gone. We want to thank all of you. 3rd down and 1 for the Hornets. Right up the middle, looking to dance outside, turn the corner, down the field. Pop Thomas hangs on. Does he get
Give it to him.
in?
Give it
Touchdown.
to him. Give it to him.
Pop Thomas.
That's his 2nd touchdown run of the game. This one from 24 yards.
On the coaches show, Trevor Waters, the big man, who just makes us love offensive linemen. Trevor, thank you. Jeremy Hensley, the offensive line coach. Ariel Berlafore, thank you for always being so kind to us when we walk in the field. The balls get spotted. Ball is up, kick is up, and the kick is good. With 2:04 to go, it's now the Panthers 35, the Hornets 24. You're watching the Western State Bowl on SportsNetUSA.net. James Griffin, interesting interview on the coaches show. Ryan Osborn, Reggie Maddox, Colin Wigley, Junior Gauta, Robert Miranda, Kevin Marino, Ken Lutz. Boy, you want somebody who's truthful with it. Ken Lutz just tells you the way it is. Dustin Sober should still be playing the game of football, and I think he thinks he is every once in a while. Steve Valabuena, Norris Winnington, Sean McCormick, the student assistant out there, to all your coaches, to Scott Giles. Scott, thank you. To Greg Schultz, the president, who's come on the air with us. Greg, you ought to just be taken out there and said, okay, let's rip off that name interim, make you president of the college. Scott Giles for making us feel good for all the games we do here on SportsNetUSA.net. For Miller Toyota of Anaheim, Heroes Bar and Grill, Roscoe's Famous Deli, and of course, Zombie Donuts and Knoll Financial. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. And the TV department at Fullerton College for making all these games possible. And the man behind me, the king, Tom Duff. Oh, baby. Little offside kick up in the air. Take it down, Fullerton. Do they come down with it?
No, they didn't. They had it in their hands. D'Angelo Ross couldn't come down with it as he went in the air, and it went out of bounds off of his chest. So that was going to be a huge, huge play if Fullerton could have gotten that one, because with an 11-point lead or 11-point deficit, they get that in a quick strike. Well, they got a chance to go in there.
I want to thank Ethan Morse back in the studio. Thank you for Ed Ford. I know you can't hear us, Ed, but thank you for always getting all our games up. And for Ryan Osborn, thank you for the Coaches Show this year on SportsNetUSA.net. More Coaches Show coming later on SportsNetUSA.net. As our season sort of winds to an end here with 2:04 to go,
don't worry about it, because we got basketball coming up. Basketball's in full swing December 1st.
Well, I'm talking about the football season coming to an end.
Football season's done.
You know, remember, once a Hornet, always a Hornet. To all of you that came out to the Scherbeck inauguration of the statue, thank you very much. For the alumni coming back. And hey, guys, maybe if Tom Duff and I are around for another 15 years, we might see a stadium get built, Tom.
No,
don't count on it, but we might.
And don't forget all the alumni who showed up to the dedication of the House Scherbeck statue before the beginning of the season.
And the key to the county as well. And guys, I'm going to invoke Palomar, Cal State Fullerton 2010. Well, maybe that's not going to happen.
So Chaffey comes out. This game's in their wheelhouse. On the corner, up the middle. Gain of 9 on the play. So the Western State Bowl looks like it's going to be won by the Chaffey Panthers here on SportsNetUSA.net. Don't forget, other games tonight. Golden West College takes on Mount Sac on SportsNetUSA.net. And then LA Valley takes on San Bernardino on SportsNetUSA.net.
Both games at 6 p.m. Both bowl games. Looking forward to them.
Aaron Rosenberg on LA Valley, Rashawn Haylock and Andrew King on the Golden West call on SportsNetUSA.net. Hand it off one more time. Dancing the outside. They're going to give a first down for the Panthers, and so they move the chains as we're under the 2-minute mark. It's the Panthers 35, the Hornets 24.
Oh, no. It's been an interesting football season, to say the least. But December 1st, Fullerton College women's basketball versus at 7 p.m. versus LA Trade Tech. Then December 4th, 5th, and 6th, we're going to do Cypress College women's basketball. Then the following week, Cypress College men's basketball, the Don Johnson Classic.
Coach Al Haddow invited us.
So that is, well, we were showing up anyway.
Yeah, I know, but
then he invited us.
Then he invited us. Then he called and said, you guys are doing the men's tournament, right?
Yeah, 10th, 11th, and 12th. That's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The Lady Charger, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Game times on the first day starts at 2. And then we'll have Santa Ana College men's basketball on the 16th of December at 7 versus LA Harbor.
And then check the schedule after that. We'll let you know what we're going to be doing as we round out the year of 2015 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Ryan Osborn, Corey Neyland. I'm the Buddha of Babel, and you're always, I got to thank everybody, Corey, too, for all the fans that send you and I text and email and respond to us on Twitter. We do these games for you guys. We have a ball calling them, but if nobody's listening, yeah, we'd still do them. We'd just look at each other and put it on right there. Run straight up the middle for the Panthers. Cuts the outside as no tackle is made. Turns the corner. Fletcher down the side, sidesteps, doesn't go down, refuses to go down. Touchdown, Panthers. Oh, my, what a run.
Coaches, you mentioned Fullerton. Thank all the visiting coaches for letting two fat guys and an old guy talk to him before the game.
Where do I fit in on
and
this?
bugging them.
Tom, you mean you traveled with Corey and Ryan?
Before each game, asking them questions upon questions upon questions.
Yeah, you know what? And not enough is said about the wonderful educators these coaches are. I mean, everyone, Corey, tells us that the education of their young players is important to them. Ryan, you've heard that in the coaches show. They really care about these student athletes.
I talked to Tom Maher earlier in the year. He said when he was looking at recruits, he wants to make sure that they have their studies down and that they are students first and then athletes later. If you're going to be one thing, be a student above an athlete.
So it's the Panthers 42, the Hornets 24. You're watching the Western State Bowl on SportsNetUSA.net. Zombie Donuts, once again, Vanessa Gonzalez, we want to thank you. 802 East Chapman Boulevard. Roscoe's Famous Deli, 116 West Commonwealth Avenue. Heroes Bar and Grill, 125 West Santa Fe. Miller Toyota of Anaheim. And, of course, Knoll Financial. We want to thank you all here on SportsNetUSA.net. You have made the season an absolute ball. Without you and our mentor, the man sitting with us every week, Tom Duff, if everything works out well, we'll be back next year here on SportsNetUSA.net.
People said it was going to be a blowout today. We didn't know.
Yeah.
It was going to be a blowout today.
Wrong direction, though, right?
Well,
we
there you
thought
go.
the wind was going from north to south. It went from south to north. So there's a penalty against the Hornets. Gets marked off on the kickoff. There is no joy in Mudfield tonight. The Hornets are going to lose to the Panthers. High kick, taken deep, 5 yards deep. Hornets are going to take it out. Sidestep, no place to go. Almost a safety on a kickoff. Wow, that would have been a first for me, pal. I tell you, never seen a safety on a kickoff, but that would have been pretty wild. So again, thank you everybody for making this possible. For Corey Neyland and myself, we want to thank you for making our season so much fun. This is my 15th year calling games for SportsNetUSA.net. My partner's 13th year for calling games. Every year has been an absolute ball. To our coaching staff, gentlemen, thank you for making us all feel like we're part of the family. Thank you for welcoming Ryan Osborn into your family. For the rest of the coaches at Fullerton, well, we're right around the corner. Perry Webster says, hey, come on and join us. Nick Fuscardo and Jason Smith, they're looking forward to baseball on SportsNetUSA.net. So a lot more games around the corner. Make sure you check the homepage this year. Don't forget, Golden West College later tonight on SportsNetUSA.net and LA Valley, all on SportsNetUSA.net. Hodges in the game now at quarterback, flips it out to the corner, taken out to the 15. We're at the 1 minute mark. Corey Neyland has decided to become a chocolate bar.
Well, here's the quote from the SID, Phil Thurman. Have a donut, sir.
And he will. Corey Neyland says, hey, you know what? Zombie Donuts, best donuts in Orange County. I'll eat a couple of them. Hodges goes back, throws it over there, almost picked off, gone down and caught by Jarrell Moss. Moss gets it for a gain of 1 on the play.
Nice job there by Moss, not worrying about the two guys who are draped on his back. Just make sure you haul in the ball, secure it before you go down.
Hodges looks over, second down, looking to go deep, has time to throw, goes away, throws across middle field, pick in the middle of the field, and an apt way to end up finishing this game as we're down to 20 seconds. A nice pickoff. Slack Slack makes the pickoff right there. And I guess that's apropos as the coaching staff for Chaffey leaves, and like Corey and I both turn around and thank all the coaching staff. Corey, I'm going to reiterate what you said. Some of the nicest people in the world, the coaches we've associated with all year long here on SportsNetUSA.net. So the Panthers are going to walk away with a 42-24 win of the Western State Bowl here on SportsNetUSA.net. So as we come to the end of the game, it's going to be Chaffey 42, the Hornets 24. You've been watching the Western State Bowl on SportsNetUSA.net.